What is this? Okay, what is that? Oh, you know what? I know what it is. Is that my Google? Yeah, I know exactly what it is.
So I called Baldwin before.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Shh, hold on.
Why are we doing that?
No, we have a problem.
What?
We have a problem.
The cord.
It's still live. Mm-hmm. 1, 2.
You want me to stand over there?
Nope. Gwen, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, that's there. Okay, that one is that. Okay. Okay, 1 second, let me do this.
Lows only 75 to 80 by sunrise. Sunny, hot, humid again Friday with a high around 100. The chance for thunderstorm later in the day or Friday evening. Becoming partly cloudy and remaining muggy Friday night. Lows in the 70s. Partly sunny, hot, humid for the 4th of July. A couple of showers and thunderstorms developing by the afternoon. Highs in the 90s, and extreme heat warning continues from today all the way into the 4th of July. Then it's a mix of sun and clouds Sunday with a high around 90 or so. I'm meteorologist Cox, WTIC Weather Center.
Dow's up 326
Follow it
points.
with
The
it?
Nasdaq
I got
down
it.
270. The S&P
I
down.
have 2 different cords here. I'm trying to figure
Hi,
out
John
which one.
Silver.
I'm moving this one now.
TIC 1080.
Medicine now, I'm all in on it. I'm all in on it.
Is the braided one?
It works.
Henry Hinton decided to check out QC Kinetics amazing results without going under the knife.
I have a friend that started this, which is one of the reasons that I decided to do it. He could not play golf anymore, and he went to QC Kinetics and started having the treatments, and he's back golfing like 3 days a week. He couldn't play at all.
QC Kinetics gets you back to doing what you love, using your own natural biologics to help heal.
Which microphone is open? I got it.
0440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
This health fact brought to you by ProHealth Physicians.
Did you know swimsuit colors can blend into water, making it harder to spot someone in trouble? I'm Dr. Dina Amato, a pediatrician with ProHealth Physicians in Rocky Hill. According to the CDC, drowning is the leading cause of death for kids ages 1 to 4 and second leading for ages 5 to 9. Before buying a swimsuit, check which colors are most visible in water. Pick bright colors like pink, orange, and yellow. These colors stand out. Skip blue, green, and white. They can disappear or look like clouds or debris. While bright colors help, they don't replace active supervision. Always watch kids in or near water and teach them to swim. Keep your little ones safe and colorful this summer.
Make your first appointment with ProHealth Physicians. New patients can call 1-855-CTMD-411 or book online to get the care you need without the wait. Find trusted local primary care for all ages at prohealthmd.com/radio.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
If you're in the Hartford area and caring for a loved one with Medicaid, get paid starting today. Freedom Care has already helped over 162,000 families get the care they deserve, with 97% satisfaction and more than 8,000 five-star reviews. If you have Medicaid and are 65 or older, you need to hear this. You may qualify to choose a caregiver you already trust, a family member or friend, and they can start getting paid tax-free. No agencies, no strangers, just someone you know helping with meals, medication, bathing, mobility, and more. This service isn't for later, it's for right now. It's 100% free to you through Medicaid, and caregivers get paid right away after their shift. Find out if you qualify today. Call 860-777-1597. That's 860-777-1597. Don't wait. Call 860-777-1597 now. Again, 860-777-1597. Freedom Care. Get paid to care. Starting now.
Freedom Care. We're here for you.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
Okay, I think we are good to go now. It was nightmarish trying to figure out what this deal was. And I want to thank Sam the man on the street, for telling me you need the Serenity Prayer. You need the Serenity Prayer. I have it now. We're good to go. We're good to go. So, all right, this is, if I can tell you some inside baseball here. So, all of us are doing, well, I say both of us, it should be, because it's just myself and Brian Shackman. So we're both doing streaming now for our guest. And so in order to kind of work this out, he has cameras set up for his guest, and I have cameras set up for my guest. And we never bump into each other. I move my camera one way, and his cameras sit where they are, so we don't interfere with one another. However, there is a technical issue that we do when he's doing his show, and his microphones on his cameras are open. And what I didn't realize is that while he was plugged in, we were getting feedback, so it was coming from two different microphones on at the same time, mine and a live feed. And I, not knowing exactly how they're plugged in, had to follow the lines, and there are miles of them. I had to follow the line and figure out where they were so I can unplug them. So we're back, and we're good to go. And although I am not that technically savvy, I will. And Sam, you were 100% right. Serenity Prayer led me to it. Good to go. Now, I got the phones lit up like crazy. Let me get to them because I have so many people to get to. So I'm going to start by going to Adam in East Hartford. How you doing, Adam? What's going on? You are with Reese on the Radio.
Before I'll make it brief, but even though I'm in a mobile home, they get hotter than a real house, so I have central air, right?
Right.
And on a 100-degree day, it struggled to get to 74, so I set it for 76, you know?
Wow. How is it doing in there?
Right now, I'm going to the library, so I set it for 78. I'll just use their air conditioning.
Right. Weird part is, why are you taking the Mom? That's the Mom Donnie route. Why are you doing that?
Oh, to save on my power.
You want to? I got you. So you're just trying to save. You're just trying to save money. Yeah.
So I have a buddy that has a real house, and he lives in Glastonbury, and he told me he has no AC. Imagine that.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know how he's getting through it.
Hey, come on, man. I remember hot summers in Queens. I remember my mother leaving every window open because she refused to buy an air conditioner. You want to know what my mother said about air conditioners? She said that's how you get the cancer.
Yeah. No, they said my aunt thought that's how you get all colds and sick and everything. But what I talked about though too, you know, the George Floyd and the Michael Brown.
Yeah.
You didn't like the George Floyd one either, but Michael Brown I thought was the worst because his hands weren't up.
Yeah, but you know what? That was, again, talk about watching that story unravel. The George Floyd story hasn't unraveled yet, and it will. But the Michael Brown story, you're right. That was egregious for the fact that I always bring this up, was that there were so many witnesses who told the police there that they saw him with his hands up and, you know, hands up and don't shoot. And then the feds came in under Eric Holder, and these witnesses showed up with lawyers, some of them. Why? Because in the Fed case, in the Fed investigation, they had to acknowledge that they weren't telling the truth. And when they were asked why they lied initially, they said, I wanted to be a part of a movement that was growing. And who was responsible for said movement? None other than CNN and MSNBC.
Oh, I thought it was Obama. But, hey, one last thing. With George Floyd, though, here's where you and I might slightly disagree. There are some that said, you know, that it was racism. There were some that said that he was jealous or that the cop was small and that he was jealous that he was a little guy and that they both worked in the same bar. George did security. But I'm saying that he didn't have to kneel on the neck, but you still don't think that was the problem, huh?
Actually, not only do I know he didn't lean on the neck, there's video proof that he was not.
Wow.
I would say this, go see the movie on YouTube, watch it yourself. It's a very entertaining film, a documentary about everything. It's called The Fall of Minneapolis. And I'm going to give you homework, Adam, just between you and I. The next time you call here, when I get back on Monday, right? If you don't watch it this weekend, try to watch it, but I'm going to give you till Tuesday. Watch the documentary. It's free to watch on YouTube, The Fall of Minneapolis. You watch it, get back to me, and tell me what you think of the George Floyd case when you get back. I will not preempt it.
And I will, because you know why? Dummy me, I got duped. See, dummy me thought that he should have just kneeled on the back.
No, it doesn't. I want you, because watching that film will give you an insight you never had before.
I promise to watch it, all right?
You got it, Adam. I'll hold you to it, buddy. Thank you.
Have a nice holiday.
You too. Let's go to Karen in Portland. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Reese. This is the lady that called and thanked your family for raising up a fine young man.
Oh,
you're welcome, sir.
How are you? What are you doing for this holiday? I'm assuming you're going to be listening to Reese on the radio, right? I'm assuming, right?
Well, that's part of it. Also, I'm participating in the Middlesex County countywide parade on Saturday over in Middletown.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I'm a part of the East Hampton 3rd Connecticut Regiment of Fifes and Drums that was present at the state capitol here in Connecticut when Yankee Doodle was made the state song.
Oh,
so thank you. And
it's now you're part of the fight. You're part of the Fife team.
Yes, till hell and earth are done, sir.
You know what? And thank you for doing that. Now, and that's going to be where's that going to be and when?
It starts about 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, July 4th, God willing. Plus, Old Home Day is next week in East Hampton. Mm-hmm. And the following weekend is the Deep River Fife and Drum Muster, which is our national muster this year. And I have a partial quote from a recording back from the 1950s from the New York Regimentals by a fellow named John D. McDonough. It's, oh God help me, the middle age thing is going on here. He said, and the die-hard New England traditionalists kept the music of fife and drum alive. And that's a fellow all the way from New York State. And there's one thing he said was, and the tramp of the jackboot failed to silence Yankee Doodle, the song of the American Revolution.
Absolutely beautiful. Again, tell everybody where they can see you today at Saturday at 10 o'clock. Where's that?
Over in Middletown. Check the websites and everything for the America 250. And could you ask the people that were supposed to represent us that they may get a kick in the pants one of these days for what they did?
You know what? I'll tell you this way. The way that we get sort of anything or any comeuppance in all of this is by myself and Rob Sampson and others like Representative Gail Maestro who are going going down there. Those folks are going to represent Connecticut well, and I'm going to talk to them when we're down there. Betsy McCoy's going. Yeah. Linda McMahon is going to be on the program on Friday. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be showing. It's going to be Connecticut strong down there.
May I ask one more thing, since I'm part of a movement that's bigger than a bread box?
Sure.
Could you give a wink and a nod to the Company of Fifers and Drummers? We're local, national, regional, and we have international members in the fife and drum.
I will definitely make a note of it. These guys are going to take
yes.
We'll take the information down, and I'll make sure we'll give you a shout out tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you. And R&R in the afternoon with Reese and Roseanne would be an awesome title for your show.
Thank you so much. Have
You're
a good
welcome,
one.
Reese. Love you.
Love you too. Let's go to Jim in Waterbury. How are you? Oh, wrong one. There we go. Hey, Jim.
How are you?
Jim, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. How you doing?
What's going on, sir?
I want to say have a blessed trip to Washington. I would have loved to gone, but I'm just getting over a medical issue. So, and I got relatives in Fredericksburg, so it would have been a nice trip.
Jim, listen, you are going there in spirit. I hope you understand. I meant it when I said it on Monday, that when we finally got approval, you are the reason why Roseanne and I decided to go down here, because of the warmth that you've shown us, the accepting of us that you did when we first got here. Can you believe it? It is July 2nd. This is a day after. I mean, I've been here on this show. Reese on the Radio celebrates 1 year on June 30th as a program on this very network. And now we are going down there to represent the state in Washington, D.C. for the 250th anniversary. Nothing could be greater than this opportunity to go down there and represent you. So you are with us in spirit.
As I'm a veteran, too.
Oh, thank you for your service.
I got a brick in Fredericksburg.
Hey, I'll put it to you this way. Listen, for your service, we owe it to you to go down there and show you our support.
Thank you. Have a blessed trip and a safe trip.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that, and thank you for always supporting this show.
Yeah.
You got it. That's so what I wanted to say to you folks was, this is an opportunity for us, and we want to make sure that we do what we can. So, if there's something that you think that we can do or try to do, let me know now. Why? Because Adam 12 is not going down there to do vacations. He is going to go to every booth he possibly can. And I know, tell me the truth, Adam. How many people over at Fox News are you going to bug to get them over to the show?
I've got a lot of emails out.
So Adam, I know, listen to me. He is going to be around sort of like the peak of there could be people from NBC, ABC, all of the networks. That is, the holidays coming up. There will be so many personalities who are down there. Adam will not, trust me, he will. I told you, the guy's a skydiver. He never brings a parachute. He's working on Hegseth. Your mic's not on. I know better. He's working on Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. He would try to get Mark Wayne Mullen on the program. Yeah, because we need to talk to Mark Wayne Mullen. Hopefully, if we could get Mark Wayne Mullen on the phone, or even on the air with us live, we will talk to him about this case here in West Hartford. We will. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views. And I got to show some love to some of the people who are going to be down there celebrating the 250th with us. Stand by. It's Reese on the Radio.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Let me tell you about the Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite. It's bright, it's bubbly, it's back.
The Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich, it's so rich, and you can choose between the original or the spicy filet.
Ooh, boy.
And then you got those pickled jalapenos tucked right under the filet, and then just to top it all off, you've got a little honey drizzle right on top.
Okay, now I'm a pimento fan.
And I'm feeling the dragon fruit.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Michael B., he said that we should play the bumper music for the Beastie Boys Sabotage. So when the audio was screwed up. It wasn't on purpose, Michael B. It wasn't. It was an accident. Not an accident. It was oversight or, I don't know, whatever. It was a mistake. Somebody screwed up. Some guy just contacted me. I don't know who this person is, but JJ, I guess you just sent me a text saying you look forward to chatting with me soon. I guess you want to be a guest on the show. I just sent you a text to contact Adam 12. Please contact him. And I'm going to do this. Adam, if you don't mind, on my website, I'm going to put your telephone number as a contact for the people who are trying to reach you. Is that all right? Okay. I don't want to put your number out there because lunatics will call you. But then again, you're okay with that. You'll be in good company. Anyway, so I will do that. We'll put Adam's number on the website. Go to reasoontheradio.com. I'll make sure. In fact, I'll work on it during the next commercial break to make sure that the telephone number is up. You'll be able to contact him. And if I may say so, your probably best bet is to text him first that you want him to call you back. Trust me, he will. He's good like that. Haters do. Yeah, the haters do. We'll make sure that he gets in contact with you. Again, I want to make sure that I give a shout out to so many people. If I miss any, please send me a text if you're listening to the show so I can get those people recognized. Again, I want to thank the folks over at Pez. They sent us 1,000 Pez to give out in D.C., and that was provided to us by the Bristol Republican Town Committee, also the Southington Republican Town Committee. Also want to thank the folks at CT Sportsman, Lassie's Restaurant in Milford, Southington Athletic, which is providing us with Connecticut Celebrates the 250th t-shirts. I'll be wearing one on Friday. I was going to wear my I'll wear my WTIC shirt, my my polo shirt. But when the shirts come for the 250th, I'll wear that. I already have a 250th shirt, a blue one, because blue is my favorite color. I'm going to wear that one on the 4th of July. So I'll be wearing that. Also, I want to thank David Haberfeld, who made it possible for us to drive down there. He provided us with an SUV. And also want to thank Vin Candelara and Mama Candelara, Vin Candelara's mother, who also contributed to the trip as well. And again, Senator Rob Sampson and Representative Gail Mastrofrancesco, who's also participating. They are going to be there. And Rob Sampson's team is going to man the station for the state of Connecticut. So that you understand, Reese on the Radio will be near the main stage where there'll be sort of like, it's an impromptu radio row. Why am I not calling it a radio row? Here's why, and I just learned this yesterday. There is no other radio station that's going to be there broadcasting live. We are the only one. We're the only game in town. No one else chose to send their stations down there, and we are. So we will be that. So if we see people, if I see Will Kane, I will grab him. If I see somebody from Brooks and Dunn or whoever those people, I will grab them. I don't care who it is. I don't care if I've never heard their music. I am going to pull them on. I might even bring on the bane of hip-hop music ever, with the exception of MC Hammer. I will grab Vanilla Ice. Oh. I'm sorry. Nobody hurts hip-hop more than that guy. I'm not a fan. No, look, I know that he has this new, everybody's playing Ice Ice Baby and the whole 9 yards, and I get it's relative. Yeah, okay? But I'm an old school hip hop guy. I wasn't a fan of Vanilla Ice, and I'm going to let him know. I never liked that song. But, he's still Vanilla Ice. Whether I like it or not, he's still Vanilla Ice. So if he's up there, I'm going to talk to him. So we're going to do that. And again, I appreciate everyone who's going to be rooting for us. So if you have something for us that you want us to do or to try to do or get pictures of, let me know. Call throughout the show. I'm taking phone calls all day before we hit the road. If you just want to wish us well, that's also fine. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. I'll take Jim in Marlboro real quick. We got a minute. What's going on, Jim?
Hey, Reese.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing? I just wanted to juxtapose a few years back at that same stadium. I don't know if you watched the soccer game last night.
I did.
It was unbelievable how every single one of those young gentlemen were singing the national anthem. Everybody in the stands was singing the national anthem. It was beautiful.
It was.
And in that same stadium several years ago, I thought about Colin Kaepernick and the rest of his crew not kneeling for the national anthem.
Yeah, listen, isn't it crazy that, and again, I was looking at that stadium and I go, isn't that Levi or the former Levi Stadium? That's what it used to be called. I don't know if it's called that now. But yeah, that was the first thing I thought about was like, I know that stadium. And you're right. The reason why I remembered it is because that's infamously where Colin Kaepernick took a knee.
That whole scene was so moving to me.
Yeah.
And I was proud to be an American at that point. So just wanted to bring that up.
Thank you, sir, and much appreciated, man. Thank you for always checking out the show. We got to take a break. Thank you, Jeff. Jim. I said Jeff. We got to get out of here. Top of the hour's coming up with John Silva. We'll return after this.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
It's 3 o'clock, 99 degrees in Hartford under partly sunny skies. We've got that excessive extreme heat warning up through Saturday. Temps could crack 100 in some spots today. If it does so at the airport, that would be a record set in 1966. All the forecast details coming up. U.S. Olympic canoeist David Hearn has been indicted on charges of vandalism to the reflecting pool on the National Mall. D.C. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro at a press conference a short time ago.
These landmarks and monuments belong to all of us, and they must be protected for generations to come. And the president, when he came here in his executive order to make D.C. safe and beautiful, brought in a fresh injection of resources, both for my office and for all of law enforcement, to make D.C. safe.
Hearn says he didn't vandalize anything. Rather, he says he picked up a piece of the detached pool coating while on a bike ride. Several others have also been arrested and charged as well. Police in Hartford are investigating after 2 people died and 1 was injured during a Wednesday night brawl in the city's Frog Hollow section. Just after 7 p.m., officers were dispatched to the area of 135 Madison Street. One male was unresponsive with a stab wound. 36-year-old Troylon Cooper of Manchester later died at an area hospital. In the meantime, police say 2 others were transported via private vehicle with gunshot wounds. 30-year-old Brian Ortiz Santiago of Hartford died. A 17-year-old gunshot victim is currently in stable condition. A church priest in West Hartford was killed in a motor vehicle crash on Wednesday. West Hartford police say Father Terry Christofak died when the vehicle he was driving went off the road and into the woods just after 2:30 p.m. Wednesday at Simsbury Road and Tumblebrook Lane. Christofak was the Passionist priest at Holy Family Passionist Retreat Center. The 85-year-old had to be extricated from the vehicle and was pronounced dead in an area hospital. Police are continuing that investigation. Well, 61 million Americans are expected to drive for their long 4th of July holiday. That according to AAA. Connecticut DOT Communications Director Josh Morgan says you need to do so responsibly.
Never drive impaired. If you're going to have alcohol, make sure you have a designated sober driver. If you're behind the wheel, ditch those distractions, put your phone away, keep your eyes focused on the road because lives depend on it.
Although all non-emergency road work is being suspended for the period, if you see construction workers or emergency personnel on the side of the road, remember to always follow the slow down, move over law. A sharp drop in U.S. hiring last month.
U.S. hiring fell sharply last month. American employers added just 57,000 jobs in June, fewer than half the previous month's total. The unemployment rate ticked down to 4.2%, mostly because people already out of work gave up looking. The sluggish jobs gain is a sign employers are still wary about the economy's health. It's growing modestly, but inflation's at 4.2%, a 3-year high. New Federal Reserve Chair Kevin Warsh said yesterday the goal remains lowering it to the Fed's 2% target.
The tactics, the strategy, and the rest, that's still to come.
Warsh has resisted signaling the next steps in the weeks after taking over for Jerome Powell, like whether the central bank may defy President Trump by boosting interest rates to fight inflation. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
The America 250 celebration long weekend Hartford continues with a Pratt Street block party before the Connecticut Sun game, marking the return of Dallas Wings players Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd, of course, former UConn stars. Also a screening of Mystic Pizza at the Wadsworth tonight with some of the actors in attendance. First, at Hartford House on Gold Street this afternoon, there's an inside look at movie making. Tanisha Dugan is Hartford's Director of Arts and Culture.
How movies are made, sold, and seen, focusing on, obviously, the wider picture of the industry, and then narrowing down into how movies can get made here in Connecticut. One of the featured panelists will be Ileana Douglas, who has a book, Connecticut in the Movies, that traces all the movies ever made in Connecticut.
Find the full schedule at longweekendhartford.com. WTIC News Time is 3:05. Here's the forecast.
Today, temperatures have neared the triple digits across our area, and it is a hazy, humid day as we go into tonight, where we are warm and sticky with a low of 75. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 99 degrees. Watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm in the area. That'll continue into the evening. Otherwise, tomorrow night is warm and sticky with a low of 77. Saturday will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid with a high of 96 and a gusty afternoon thunderstorm. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, on Wall Street, the Dow is up 367 points. NASDAQ's down 354, and the S&P is down 39. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law.
Nicholas Russo, 157 Church Street, New Haven, 06510.
Hi, this is Eric Hogarth with Money Wisdom. This week we're going to talk about the new hot stocks and how can you have financial independence for the rest of 2026. Tune in this Saturday at 8:30 right here on TIC News Talk 1080.
Columbia Dental has great care close to home. Our state-of-the-art network connects all 12 Connecticut locations, making appointments easy. Plus, our Waterbury office now offers a prosthodontist for specialized care. Schedule your appointment today, 860-645-0111.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Reese on the radio, making sense of the news. Yeah, even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, we're back. Reese on the radio. And again, I apologize for the technical issue that was earlier, but we are back online at reeseontheradio.com. You can go to REESE on the radio.com. So the story that everyone's talking about, if you're anywhere, and maybe because it's really a slow week, are all of these primaries that are taking place across the country with regards to the socialist candidates. And I've always said to you on this program, when everyone is talking about the same thing, it has only one, it's only for one effect. And that effect is to fearmonger, create conversation, water cooler talk, to sort of create the national conversation. Where somebody's sitting and was like, hey, well, what do you think about the socialists? I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the idea of somebody saying that to you at the coffee shop. Anyway, but that's what it's for. That's what it's made for. Because if you're talking about it, then you'll go home and you'll watch the news about it and you'll be captivated by the stories. And I got to tell you, I'm worried about my wife. Roseanne she can't sleep at night. She's having dreams about the communists. I'm like, you're not serious, are you? And she's like, I don't know. Just I keep watching these stories. And I'm going, sweetheart, it's okay. Nothing is going to happen. Now, I know there's some people out there going, come on, Reese, you're not taking it seriously. Now, relax now. No, it's not that I'm not taking it seriously. Let's just say I'm cautiously optimistic. Let me put it this way. You find out that your son likes burning things with matches. Like, I want you to really think about that. Like, he is burning things. He's in the backyard burning things. He loves fire. And you go, ooh, red flag, red flag. And you don't know how to deal with it. Now, you probably knee jerk. Okay, keep the matches away from him. Knee jerk. What are you doing, boy? Are you trying to burn us down? You start being accusatory. What did you do? Stop playing with matches. What, are you trying to burn us down? Are you a serial killer? What's wrong with you? It's definitely from your mother's side. That's the kind of stuff that Roseanne is reacting to. You know? It's like finding out that your son is a little effeminate. You panic. Ugh. And everything pops into your head. Oh, he might be gay. He's our only child. I'm not going to be a grandchild. I'm not going to be a grandfather or a grandmother. Yeah, you start panicking. You're always thinking of yourself. I understand that. You're wondering what that lunatic is going to do to ruin your life. Stop it. This is why you can't be in here. Bottom line is, you start panicking, freaking out, and you start depositing these ideas into your head. Your brain is a very dangerous place, folks. I learned that. The hard way. It is. You can make yourself believe anything. I try to tell that to Roseanne all the time. Lori says, I'm with Roseanne. I'm sick over the possibility that the far left might, communists are going to get elected. Sure, they're going to get elected. Sure they are. But see, here's the thing. This, and I've said this for years, folks, this isn't growing. This has always been there. Okay? This has always been there. This incessant belief that we're going to become more and more socialist and the young kids don't know better. You almost act like there isn't a counterculture to this, like there aren't conservative kids being raised here in the country. Think about this, folks. How easy or quickly did you forget of the swarm of children? And when I say children, young people, I call them children even in their 20s. Think about the swarms of young people who, after the murder of Charlie Kirk, joined Turning Point USA. Did you see their numbers grow? Yes or no? Do you remember that? Some people now are going, yeah, well, that's true. Yeah. Yes, that's right. The counterculture to socialism is growing. You've forgotten about it. You see, as the lunatic left, and I'm just talking about the lunatic left. I'm not talking about everyday Democrats because I don't believe they're all lunatics. But as the lunatic left gets more and more spotlight with the crazy stuff that they're doing, there are more and more people. You keep thinking that the nonsense that they do is just more and more attractive to these other people. You're concerned about other people going, yeah, they may like this. They may like this. But I would suggest, I'll ask you this. Think about it. Think about it. Why are you concerned that socialism might be attractive to the next person? Think, come on, seriously. Think. There are no wrong answers here. Why do you think that socialism might be attractive to others? Come on. Do I have to tell you? Okay, it's easy. Because there are parts of it that might be attractive to you. That's the truth, folks. You see something in it that might be attractive to others because there is a part of you that says, I can see that. This kind of lunacy can actually attract other people. You're drawing that from your own experience of being young and idealistic and silly and dumb. You have lack of faith in your fellow man, and you see them as somebody who's like, you can see the attractiveness in it. Come on, be honest. You don't take for granted that anyone is just as smart as you. You can look at the things they're talking about. Free food, free housing. Some of us always say, damn, I wish I could have it like that. Of course you do. What person wouldn't? That's a human condition to say, you mean I don't have to work for anything and everything is provided for me? I mean, I know it's unrealistic, but it is kind of sweet to think about. So in that, using your own I don't know, your own personality on the subject, you then start injecting that to other people who might not be as strong-minded or as strong-willed as you. You see the world as being, there's a lot of dummies out there. There's a lot of stupid people out there who would be drawn to this. And why do you know that? Come on, folks, you're not clairvoyant. You see the attraction. You recognize the attraction. You're only fearful because you know why it's attractive to them. Something that's attractive to you. Even if it's a little bit. Otherwise, if you are steadfast, see, that's the thing. There's nothing about socialism that attracts me. Not a thing. I'm not saying I'm better than you. Relax. There's nothing about it. I know the consequences. And I know me. Sit around? Have everything provided for me? No desire to build, to grow, to advance? Not even just for me, but just for everyone else? Can you imagine what it does to just ingenuity? Just basic, honest ingenuity of any one of us. Folks, I want you to take this into consideration. I'm going to go into this. I'll go into it in the next break, and I'll take some phone calls too. Stand by. If you want to get on the phone, please do. 860-522-WTIC. But think. I started a moving company. I'm going to use my own example. I started a moving company in 2019, same year I got sober, June 8th. And I was doing a part-time job at the same time. And with that combined salary, after I paid my guys, I pulled in about $34,000. And my regular job, my part-time job, I think I pulled in anywhere around like $25,000 to $27,000. It's a good take, right? And I'm doing the moving thing on the side, and I was probably working more hours than I should have been, but it was full-time. I was working a lot, to the point where I actually quit that part-time job and then did the full-time the next year. After I paid everyone the next year, $134,000 in the pocket. But it wasn't like I didn't pay for other things. I had a car I had to pay for. I had insurance I had to pay for. I had rent I had to pay for. I had living. I was making double the money that I was making when I was working at U-Haul. But nonetheless, I saw that and was going, man, I can actually build something. I was looking at trucks. I bought a van to do personal moves. Yeah. I purchased a van and a whole 9 yards. I was planning on growing. I wanted to I wanted to franchise the business. I wanted to have one in Virginia and another business in Texas. I was going to give the Virginia business to one of my workers. Yeah, this was all. Again, I was going to franchise it and see if I could at least get 3 locations. I was going to have a chain of moving companies. And even if it was, even if I had really been successful doing it, and let's say I had 5, I'd have been considered a small business. I probably would have pulled in, I don't know, a modest $500,000. What would happen to me under socialism? Has anybody ever asked that? Has anybody ever wondered that? Has anybody ever asked socialists that? What would happen to me if I wanted to grow from 1 business to 2 businesses, to 5 in different states? If we had been ruled by socialism. Let's say my take home after everyone else is paid is $500,000. How would the socialists come for me? Has anybody asked any of these bozos, Zoran Mamdani, what would happen to a small business owner like me? A guy who started from the bottom? What a lot of people fail to realize is that there are plenty of minority business owners just like me who are doing the same thing I just described. What about the Latina woman here legally who started a maid service in Virginia called Made for You. She grows and she has a fleet of yellow cars with her insignia plastered on the side. And she goes from Virginia and she goes to Maryland and starts a franchise out there. And then she's in Maryland. She's in Virginia. She goes to Delaware. She goes to Maryland. She goes, you know what? I'm going to go to Pennsylvania too. Again, Latina woman, hell, an immigrant even. When she starts to grow and to expand, what is a socialist going to do with her? She's clearly going for the brass ring, isn't she? Is she not someone who would be the target of the taking the means of production? Hell, they force her to, charge, to pay all of her employees $25 an hour. Sure, that's no problem. When I was a moving company, I was paying my guys $15 an hour. If they were with me for more than 3 years, they bumped right up to $25 an hour. I was paying them a living wage, their words, not mine, by 2022. My guys, in fact, Carl and Justin were both making $27.50 for my moving company. We charge $75 an hour, but America is great. But what would have happened to me? So while all of these people are talking about how dangerous socialism is, they keep forgetting, and no one ever asks them, because all you ever hear about is the millionaires and the billionaires, right? Because that's all they're focusing on. We have to stop the millionaires. We have to stop the billionaires. We have to stop the trillionaires. Those are the people we need to go after. But what happens when you are trying to be successful? You want to build something. That's just innate, by the way. That's not just an American thing. Most people want to start businesses. Hell, especially when they come to America and they see somebody else running a business and say, I could do that too. See somebody with a laundromat, hey, I can start laundromats. We got Craig who works here, Hot 93.7. One of my buddies here, avid listener. He's probably listening now. I'll never forget. We were just a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago. He was saying, I said, man, you just DJ, man? You do spots, all that stuff? He goes, nah, man, I do vending machines too. And I'm like, whoa. I said, my wife is big on that. And so Roseanne was coming out of the building, and I said, hey, guess what Craig does? And she was like, what? He goes, I do vending machines. My wife's eyes lit up. She goes, see, I told you. That's who we are. Now think about that. And here's Craig telling us, yeah, man, crazy. It's not oversaturated. People do. I take them here. They go there. We make good money. I fill them up myself. I do my own. That's who we are. What happens when Craig goes like national? He buys more and more of them. He starts hiring people to fill them up. He starts making more money. Craig's a minority. They're going to stop him from making more money? They're going to threaten him with becoming a millionaire? Is he going to be one of those oligarchs that they're talking about? Or is he going to get a pass? Or is he going to be told, yeah, Craig, put as many vending machines as you want. But there's a limit. You think that this is attractive now? Start talking to average people who are in the communities that wish to drag themselves out of the hood. How do you entice them? With an idea that says their good works, their hard work, is going to be penalizing because everybody doesn't have that opportunity. Sell it to me. Come on, socialists. I know you figured it out. No, you didn't. I know you didn't. Ask any one of these guys who start up a record label, or these guys who have set up clothing lines, a barber shop even. These kids want to put their children through college. They want to leave them generational wealth. They want to build something that they can pass on to their kids. What happens when they blow up? Somebody is going to tell them, don't you be a success. Because your millionaire status only means that you're stealing from the poor, and you're stealing for those who have nothing. That's what it's equated with. Remember, that's what they're selling. The millionaires and the billionaires stole the wealth. That means you too. The average schmo. So that's all I'm trying to figure out. Somebody's going to have to sell it to me. With the dollar amount, the threshold is much. Yeah, well, that's true. He won't tell you. Stand by, everybody. I'm going to come back to everybody in a minute. How many phone lines are you going to go on, Mike? There he is. Okay. I will take these phone calls when we return, so stand by. That's the only point I'm trying to make, folks. What's the deal? Who is going to suffer the most? And who will never be able to get out of the ghetto or be in the places that they want to be where they'll be able to give something to their children? Worst off, if they try to give something to their children, will that put them in another, socioeconomic status? And will they be maligned and punished for that too? That's all I'm wondering. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views, and your phone calls. It's Reese on the Radio.
Brian Shackman here for Serta Pro Painters. Now is the time to do it. If you've been putting it off, Serta Pro Painters can provide that free estimate. They can do it quickly and at the right price. I can tell you they did my kitchen, and it was phenomenal. You never have to wonder about what's next. Serta Pro Painters, they give reliable updates, and they're always in communication. And listen, schedule your free estimate online right now at CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C. CertaPro.com. That's Serta with a C.
Each Serta Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
There's a lot happening in Washington and in your local neighborhood. Follow WTIC News Talk 1080 on the Odyssey app to keep up with the latest.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 3:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. 99 degrees and sunny. Forecast details coming up. A former Olympian has been indicted on a felony charge in what President Trump has called vandalism of the reflecting pool at the National Mall. David Hearn is a former Olympic canoe racer who was indicted on a single count of property destruction in D.C. court. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says he ripped up recently installed sealant and caused over $1,000 in damage. Hearn previously said that he reached into the pool to examine the newly peeled coating during a 64-mile bike ride. Another hot one today in Connecticut. Excessive heat warning will stay with us through Saturday. High temps could potentially crack the century mark. Again, we're at 99 right now at the airport. Some relief, though, will come by the second half of the holiday weekend. Hartford police continue their investigation into what led up to a fight that resulted in 2 deaths last night. 36-year-old Troy Lawn Cooper of Manchester was stabbed. He later died at a hospital. 2 other victims were brought to the hospital in private vehicles. 30-year-old Brian Ortiz Santiago of Hartford died from a gunshot wound. Another 17-year-old is being treated for a gunshot wound in a shooting that was related to the fight on Madison Street. 2 climbers who pulled off a death-defying scale up the Empire State Building to the spire up top were in court today. They face a number of charges. The couple who were engaged on the iconic building Thursday. Correspondent Aaron Katursky with more on how the duo was able to pull it off.
The building was supposed to have tightened security up on the 102nd floor. Right now, the belief is to bypass the screening everyone's supposed to go to. The couple simply followed workers and maybe went through an employee entrance, bypassing the screening and then sneaking up through that maintenance hatch.
Iran's Joint Military Command has warned that all oil tankers moving through the Strait of Hormuz must use its approved routes or face a forceful response, a statement made on state TV today. And Russia has launched a massive drone and missile attack on Kyiv. 21 civilians killed, many more injured. Moscow says the assault is in retaliation for Ukrainian strikes on Russian oil facilities. WTIC News Time is 3:32. Checking traffic. The road work that we generally see around here has been suspended for the holiday period. We do have delays, though, nonetheless, in the Hartford area. On 84 East, looking at backups approaching exit 44, extending out to 51. And in Windsor on 91 southbound, headed into the city between exits 35A and 32. Melissa Constanzer has the WTIC Weather Center forecast.
Today is hazy, hot, and humid with highs near the triple digits across the area. Tonight we find very little relief for that. Mainly clear and still warm and sticky, a low of 75 degrees. If you don't have air conditioning, there really will be no relief from the heat. Going into tomorrow, we will be partly sunny with a high of 99 degrees, still humid, and watch for some of those afternoon thunderstorms develop late in the area, and they'll continue into the evening. Tomorrow night, we're mainly clear, a low of just 77, so another warm and sticky night. Followed by Saturday, the 4th of July, will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. Watch for some gusty afternoon thunderstorms, though. They could change your plans and bring you inside for a few minutes. The high, 96 degrees on the 4th of July. Sunday will follow with sunshine, then dimmed by some more clouds. It's mostly cloudy through the afternoon with a high near 90 degrees. And Monday is cloudy and not as warm, a high of 78. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
All right, it's 99 right now in Hartford. Half hour before the close for the long weekend, the Dow's down the Dow's up actually 331 points. The Nasdaq is down 293, and the S&P's down 27. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
If you dread dealing with your insurance more than you dread yard work, with a swarm of hungry mosquitoes buzzing around, then you might have Insuranoia. You should have NJM Insurance. They go to great lengths to do what's best for their policyholders.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Microsoft is tapping Chevron for a long-term deal to provide natural gas-fired power for a proposed data center campus in West Texas that will cost more than $7 billion. Chevron announced that Project Kilby is expected to begin generating power by 2028, eventually producing up to 2.67 gigawatts of electricity for the data center campus, the equivalent of powering around 2 million homes. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Life takes unexpected turns, doesn't it? Divorce, the loss of a loved one, a personal injury, losing your job. Suddenly you're searching for someone new you can trust to guide you through. But what if you didn't have to start over? What if your legal team already understood you? At BPS Lawyers, we're more than just lawyers. We're a full-service law firm that's been part of this community since 1977. BPS Lawyers, your lawyers for life. Visit bpslawyers.com or call 860-CALL-BPS. Nick Painderis is responsible for the content of this ad.
Lemonade! Fresh squeezed lemonade! Lemonade? Oh, nuts.
Is your business struggling to be seen? Not reaching the right customers?
Yeah.
Odyssey's here to help. Your one-stop shop for digital marketing.
Wait, really?
With targeted digital media, plus SEO, SEM, social, OTT, and more, we help your business reach the right audience and drive results.
Whoa, hey, one at a time.
Stop missing out on valuable customers. Visit digitallocalads.com to learn more about our local advertising solutions. That's digitallocalads.com.
Okay, people, mine starts here.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
Want to hear a shocking statistic? Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. Don't believe it? Google it. And that doesn't count serious injuries like birth injuries to perfectly healthy children. All doctors wear white jackets, but it doesn't make them all the same. Most medical errors are committed by the same quacks over and over again. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Many hospitals looking for more profits are forcing doctors and their groups to be employees of the hospital or be forced out of their system. It's a troubling trend in medicine. People make mistakes, but medical mistakes are huge and often forever. If you believe your child suffered a birth injury or a misdiagnosis or mistake led to a loved one's death or injury, let our team of medical malpractice lawyers examine your case for free. No recovery, no fee. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Irby Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Let's be honest, joint pain is awful when you're the one dealing with it, but it doesn't just affect you. What about your loved ones who want to do things with you or relying on you? If you're having joint pain, whether it's arthritis or injury, and you want to do something about it, go to QC Kinetics. I'm Brian Shackman. I'm doing it myself because I have an ankle and a shoulder that need help. But it could be your hips, knees, shoulders, back, whatever it is. The regenerative treatments are done right in the office. No surgery, no long recovery, no putting life on hold. Okay? We hear it all the time from patients after they're done. He's back. She's herself again. So listen, go back to being the person you want to be. QC Kinetics. That consultation, by the way, the first one, totally free. And they believe in what they do. There's no hard sell. They just tell you if you're eligible and what it is. They're in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury. Chances are it's close to you. It's a new phone number, 860-850-2682. Again, 860-850-2682. It's QC Kinetics in Avon, New Haven, and Glastonbury at 860-850-2682.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000. Use code BOOST to borrow up to $10,000.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Oh, sorry about that. We're back. Reese on the radio, WTIC, News Talk 1080. Getting to the telephone calls shortly. Lori writes, it's the indoctrination of the education system that has been convincing them that the free market is the enemy. Not their own lack of ambition and laziness is the problem. This is Anne. Yes, Anne writes, socialism attractive to others. The more they make it sound normal and wholesome, the weaker the average voter gets. And also says the indoctrination college kids bring home and manifest it in the workplace as they join in. And you'll also know that that manifestation that happens inside the workforce gets them fired every time. And I know a story specifically about that because they tried to force a dress code at a business. There's a story out of New York Times. No, the New Yorker. I apologize. From the New Yorker. Talking about this. These two young people wrote that and talked about how they got fired because they were demanding a sort of, I want to say a laxing in the dress code because an employee was allowed to wear a particular kind of shoes, but they failed to note that individual or notice that person was a disabled veteran and had to wear said shoes. And they tried to start a coup at the office. They were brought into a conference room with a bunch of their employees and then fired in front of everyone for their insubordination. And they wrote this article in the New Yorker confused as to why the things that they learned on college campuses didn't actually work in the real world. Again, because it isn't the real world. And that's why it happened to them. Lori says, I was friends with a guy back in the 1970s whose fathers filled vending machines exclusively in bowling alleys. Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't really think that was a gig that average people had. I thought that was exclusively for, like major businesses did that until I found later on that people bought used ones and, started distributing them out there. And like I said, Craig here at Hot 93.7 told me all about it. I was like, wow. I was like, well, you're really doing the thing. He's like, yeah, it's a great source of income. And he loves it. The American system is the answer. That's what's happening with the redistribution of America. Reindustrialization. I'm sorry, Deb. You're probably right to some degree. But hear me out. Like I said, socialists have forgotten about the everyday man and woman who create something in their garage that turns into a success. This is going to be a crude way to sort of make my point. But I would ask a socialist, when's the last time you watched an episode of Shark Tank? Think about that. What would a socialist say to that entrepreneur, that person walking in there asking Mr. Wonderful, a billionaire, Mark Cuban, a billionaire, Barbara Cochran, a billionaire, asking one of them for money for venture capitalist funds into their idea that they developed at home, in their garage, in their basement, in their backyard? What would you say to that entrepreneur, that starry-eyed person who thinks that they have the mother of necessity in their pocket? That's all I'm saying. Let me go to the phone. Speaking of Lori. Hello, Lori. How are you?
Hey there. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic.
I just came back from going to a service. My half-brother's father passed away, and I traveled down there with a family friend. And this person is a staunch, stubborn, liberal Democrat. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely exhausting. And I am so grateful to hear the voice of reason once again, because it was 24/7. And I just was like, Jesus, just take this wheel, because if you don't, something's going to happen. And I'm just so grateful for you and Roseanne and all that you do. And I'm so excited for you guys going to Washington, D.C. to represent Connecticut. I will be praying for your safe travels and for your safety while you're there.
Thank you.
And I thank you so much for going through all the effort to do this. I just pray blessings upon you and Roseanne and everyone else going down.
Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. So I have to dive in deep here about your little trip. So the individual who is I guess liberal or devout liberal, You were in a car for a considerable amount of time with this individual? You had to drive with them?
Flew down.
Oh, you flew. Okay. Did you sit right next to them?
Oh, yeah, all the way down, all the way back, and stayed with them the entire time because neither one of our brothers really had the room for us. So we ended up getting an Airbnb. And I love this person. I love it, actually. And I think more than anything, it just made my heart so sad.
Really?
That she was so dug in.
But did you, hold on, Lori, this is important, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you have this person who you know is, I don't want to use the term delusional, but may very well be, right? And they are dug in, as you said. And I can only ask because I kind of feel I have a sense of who you are. You spent a lot of this time biting your tongue, didn't you?
You know me well, sir. You know me well.
Okay. But
there was one time that I did kind of speak up, and then things started to, it was already starting to get slightly heated, and I said, you know what, we just won't talk politics. Right. And just left it at that because I can barely talk religion. And so I just have to be very, I have to pray a lot. I have to really pray a lot. I'll just say it like that.
Before I let you go, let me help you with a tactic that I use. And this is important. Conservatives and Republicans alike spend a lot of time barking down the ideas of the left while not luring them to the conclusion that you want them to reach. So what I mean by this is when liberals wish to tell you about what they believe, they come from a position where they know that they are right. Right? They have the moral high ground. It doesn't matter if it isn't financially feasible. It doesn't matter if it doesn't add up. It is morally righteous, their position. They do. So you have to keep luring them. And what I mean by luring them is just have them explain, okay, I don't understand, because if this is true, then what do we do when this happens? How would we solve this? Keep them in the space where they are solving the problem for you. And they will start to realize as they start to think, right? Because remember, they have to come up with answers for all of these things. In utopia, everything works itself out because it just miraculously does. But when they're forced to actually administer the things that they believe in real, in real time or actual real things, right? So when you say we need to have health care for all, and then you say, okay, so that means we have to diminish the cost of health care. Yes, absolutely. So we have to diminish the cost of like surgeons, like how much money a doctor makes, right? Because those things are expensive. His time is expensive. The amount of time he spent in school is the reason why he's spending he's charging all of that money, because it probably cost him $250,000, maybe even $1 million to be educated, and he's paying off student loans for that, and that's why his fees are so high. So he should probably take a pay cut, right? And then they start looking at that and they just go, well, I mean, we could find other ways. I'm like, okay, but what about people who will now realize that those jobs as being a surgeon aren't as lucrative as they used to? Who will then take those jobs if we only make, I don't know, what would be a great amount for a surgeon to make and never make more than? So then when they start to have to answer real world questions that sort of bring their vision to life, they immediately go, but that you'll immediately get a glitch in the system. So all you have to do is pretend, in a manner of speaking, is that you are all on board. And you may be a conservative, but I want to give your idea a chance. Make them convince you. And you will watch the thing that they're talking about fall apart right in front of you. And you don't even have to editorialize. You don't even have to say, see. You just go, okay. And then they'll start becoming more rational. That's it.
Okay. That's very, very helpful. Thank you very much. See, where we should have had this conversation before I went. I didn't realize it was going to be. I actually, that's not true. I had I knew going into it that it was going to have to be a very tight-lipped trip. But I was just
remember
saying.
always. Listen, they already are the arrogant one who thinks that they are morally and justifiably right. So tell them to convince me. Okay, look, I'm the hard-headed one here. I'm the conservative, cultist. Okay, convince me because I don't understand. Maybe only reason why I'm fighting with you is because I don't understand your vision. Explain it to me so I can get out of my own way. And once they hear that and they go, oh, you're interested in what I have to say? Hey, just like any other human being, let me tell you my ideas. And then just keep asking questions. All right, well, if that works, then what happens if this happens? Do we have a way of where we can maneuver that so that other people aren't doing this? And then they'll be like, well, yeah, then we can have, and then watch the whole thing fall apart and they'll go, well, okay, well, that's something I hadn't thought about. Let me think that further. That's the way it goes.
Okay, good to know. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that.
I try really hard. Don't worry. But, hey, listen, it will work for you, and you'll notice that then the conversation will begin and the arguments will cease.
Okay.
All right?
All right, I will report back.
Please do. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, sir.
You got it. Let's take a break. We'll come back. More news, more views, and I'll take some more of your phone calls when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
Brian Shackman here for Allaire Elder Law. Quick story. My wife and I, we've tried hard to save for college. We've tried hard to save for retirement. We're still wanting, but we were prepared. After that, no idea what to do. And then we woke up one day and we're like, we need to do something about it. I had interviewed attorney Haley Allaire before, and I said, well, why don't we sit down with the Allaire Elder Law team? They're local. They know what they're doing. I've talked to them before. And she said, okay. So we went in and talked to Haley Allaire, and I can tell you, we didn't even know we were stressed. The second we sat down and started going over options, we both just collectively exhaled, because we knew we were in the right hands. And you can have that exhale. If you got that stress right now, you can do something about it and get your future solidified. Whether it's estate planning, power of attorney, wills, trust, probate, life care planning, home care planning, Medicaid, all that stuff. The Allaire Elder Law team can take care of you. They're local and they know what they are doing. All you have to do to get started is go to allaireelderlaw.com. Again, it's ALLAIRE elderlaw.com.
Hi, I'm Joe with SimpleSaleUSA.com, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 203-896-4000. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, and more importantly, anywhere in Connecticut. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that is trash and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, because I love buying junk houses. I buy vacant houses, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 203-896-4000. That's 203-896-4000. 203-896-4000.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Longtime friend, Mr. Ralph, is all the way in South Carolina. I'm halfway there going to D.C. tonight, Ralph. I hope you wish me well in D.C.
Safe travels and be safe in D.C. I was there about 3 weeks ago with a veteran on an honor flight, and it was great.
You took an honor flight?
No, I was a chaperone for a veteran, and we took a bus up because we're down here in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
We didn't fly up. But the reason I call Reese, how many houses do you have?
Just the one.
Well, I think Bernie should give you one because now you'll be equal. You'll have two each.
I couldn't agree more. And, he talks about that favorably. It's like, yes, I have 2 houses. I have 3 houses.
Oh, yeah. And he's a mega millionaire. Elizabeth Warren is worth over $8 million. Now, if Elizabeth took 7 people and gave them $1 million each, you'd all be equal because you'd have $1 million each. Isn't that how socialism works?
No, you sound like, what's her name, Mara Gay. It's so funny because there's this guy who does this thing on Facebook, and he's gone quite viral. And he's talking to one of these socialists, and he's trying to explain to her, it's like you don't want socialism. You just want to punish. You want to use capitalism to punish it. Because in order to fund all of the programs that you want, you just have to keep punishing well-to-do people. And as I was listening to him, that's how I came up with this whole thing. Like a guy like me who wanted to spread my moving business to different states, right, to grow, to franchise, I had to start with one. What would happen to me in the socialist dream? I clearly would have to be penalized for trying to grow, to be prosperous. There would be penalties behind that.
Ask them and they won't have an answer. But I'd like to share an experience I had in Florida on vacation. There was a couple there with their children from England. This man had a business, a garage just outside of London.
Mm-hmm.
And we started talking, and he had back surgery. And he said, if I had my own private insurance, because he had a business,
mm-hmm.
and he had his back surgery in about 2 weeks. But if he had to wait for the insurance for England, for the system they have, he would have had to wait a year.
Yep.
For his back surgery with the same doctor.
Yeah, it's exactly your primary care doctor. I keep trying to explain this to people all the time, Ralph. They don't understand what universal health care means. It means waiting. It used to be 10 years ago. It used to be 55 days to see your primary care doctor for a preliminary visit. Now it's a year for things like tumors. Cancerous tumors, you got to wait a year. It's insane. I got to get up out of here, Ralphie, but have a wonderful 4th because I got to get to the weather. Good talking to you.
Safe travels.
Thank you, sir. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher is here. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everyone. If you are heading into the Hartford area right now and you're on the southbound side of I-91, look for slow traffic in Hartford 33 to 32. Northbound 91 bunching up a little bit, approaching exit 21 in Cromwell. Westbound 84 is slowing as you move over the Bulkley Bridge out to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound's locked in, 44 Prospect Oakwood down to the Bulkley. If you're 291 westbound, you're slowing from exit 2 in South Windsor up to the Bissell Bridge with the road work going on there. Heading into Middletown, both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound, look out for an accident between exit 25A and 25 in Waterbury. Delays are approaching 26 behind that. Another accident, 84 westbound in Newtown by exit 9. That accident is taking out the left lane. Delays are approaching exit 11 behind that. Southbound Parkway slowing 51 to 50 in Hamden. 95 South New Haven tight 46 down to 43 in West Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today is hazy, hot, and humid with highs near the triple digits across the area. Tonight we find very little relief for that. Mainly clear and still warm and sticky, a low of 75 degrees. If you don't have air conditioning, there really will be no relief from the heat. Going into tomorrow, we will be partly sunny with a high of 99 degrees, still humid, and watch for some of those afternoon thunderstorms develop late in the area, and they'll continue into the evening. Tomorrow night, we're mainly clear, a low of just 77, so another warm and sticky night. Followed by Saturday, the 4th of July, will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. Watch for some gusty afternoon thunderstorms, though. They could change your plans and bring you inside for a few minutes. The high, 96 degrees on the 4th of July. Sunday will follow with sunshine, then dimmed by some more clouds. It's mostly cloudy through the afternoon with a high near 90 degrees. And Monday is cloudy and not as warm, a high of 78. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
4 o'clock Hartford, temperature 99 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. U.S. Olympic canoeist David Hearn has been charged in the District of Columbia with ripping up the liner to the reflecting pool on the National Mall. That, according to U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro.
Our evidence further shows that the National Park Service employees observed Hearn actually forcefully and violently pulling up and removing the bottom liner with both hands.
Hearn, facing misdemeanor charges, says the liner was already falling apart, and he merely reached down and picked up a piece of it during a bike ride. The couple that scaled the Empire State Building, Angela Nicolau and Ivan Kuznetsov, were in court today. They face multiple charges, including reckless endangerment, criminal mischief, and burglary. What started out as the look of a protest morphed into a supposed engagement. My correspondent Aaron Katursky reports that apparently wasn't the case either.
We talked to Ivan Kuznetsov's father in Russia, and he said that the couple is already married, that this was all something of a stunt. So if people were excited that this was an elaborate proposal, something perhaps to mimic, know that it's already taken care of, it's already done.
And both were in court today and are now free on bond. Heat and humidity, the order around here, and will be for the next several days. We're looking at temperatures in the upper 90s. Maybe perhaps 100 before the day is out. That would break the old mark of 99, set in 1966. Another day or so of just over 100-degree heat and humidity is on tap for Friday. 90s on the 4th of July, and then some relief in here by the second half of the holiday weekend. Big fight turned deadly Wednesday night in Hartford. Police say just after 7 p.m., they were called to the area of 135 Madison Street. When they arrived, they found 36-year-old Treylon Cooper of Manchester unresponsive with a stab wound. He later died at the hospital. 2 other victims arrived at the hospital via private vehicle. 30-year-old Brian Ortiz Santiago died from a gunshot wound. A 17-year-old who was shot remains in stable condition. Security tight in Washington, D.C. for 4th of July celebrations this weekend. Officials say the threat environments present a challenge with so many events overlapping, such as the World Cup and America 250. And law enforcement is taking part in security drills and prepping for any scenario.
There literally will be helicopters in the air checking radiation levels, people in the crowds with Geiger counters and all these different things. Layers upon layers of security, some seen, a lot not seen.
Correspondent Pierre Thomas. And here in Connecticut, a movie made here, classic, comes home tonight.
Oh my God, Leona, I need the best Mr. Pizza you've ever made. Why? The Fireside Gourmet, he's here right now. Look.
There's a screening of Mystic Pizza at the Wadsworth. It's part of the long weekend Hartford. Julia Roberts won't be there, but a few of the actors and the producer of the film will take questions. Tanisha Duggan is Hartford's Director of Arts and Culture.
And then a special shout out to the Mystic Chamber of Commerce, who has been a partner in driving folks to come see this amazing Connecticut movie about their town. Really an indication of the best of us, the way in which we can break down our 169 town mentality and really work together.
Also, the Soul in the City Festival begins in Parkville, and Sweeney Todd plays at Hartford Stage. Full schedule at the website longweekendhartford.com. Wall Street, the Dow up 592 points, NASDAQ down 207, S&P down a fraction. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
For decades, Morgan & Morgan has represented hundreds of thousands of people at their hour of need. Injuries on the job, car crashes, medical malpractice, and nursing home abuse, Social Security claims, dangerous drugs, and dangerous products. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason, and no firm is even close. Then we got to thinking, what if we could prevent these terrible events before they occurred? So we built the AI-powered People Protector. Simply visit peopleprotector.com and type in the product you have questions about before you buy it. Children's toys and accessories, cars, drugs, products, you name it, we got it. With our success, we decided to pay it forward for all of America. Our way of saying thank you for your trust all these years. Morgan & Morgan, protecting America. And if you've already been injured, just visit us at forthepeople.com.
Herbie Fisher. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Reese is on the radio. Hey, hey. Here we go now. He's on the radio. Hey, hey. One time, hey. He's on the radio. Hey, hey. Give it to him now. He's on the radio. Hey, yo. We never finish 'cause the party don't stop. Hey. The way we consider the politics, we on top. Hey. We flip it like sandals, except we never flop. Hey. And when we drop, you know we gon' pop. Hey. Yeah. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Here we go now. Reese is on the radio. Hey. One time, come on. Reese is on the radio. Hey. Give it to him now. Reese is on the radio. Go.
I bet you think your song's better than mine. He does. He does. He definitely does. Reese on the radio, first half done, second half underway. We are just 2 hours away before I get on the road and travel down to D.C. We're taking your phone calls, talking about said trip. When we return, we're going to speak to a gentleman by the name of Robert Burke out of Massachusetts. He is a candidate for the U.S. House District 8, and an event that happened to him, I think it was just yesterday, if not a couple of days ago. Do we have time to play this? Let me see if I can play this for you. He was outside of City Hall in Boston. I've been to this place. In fact, I was a host of a hip-hop event there back in 2008. Here's what happened when he put up an American flag at City Hall in Boston. Nope, wrong one. There it is. I thought I had it. Here it is.
I don't think it's a big deal, but that's your call?
Yeah, we rented the fence, so
Yeah.
we gotta take it down.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, we don't apologize.
Yeah.
It's,
You rented the fence?
Yeah, yeah.
Do
No, I
whatever you
understand.
want with it.
That's it.
So,
I've been in
nice
these
looking flag.
Yeah, well, that's great. It doesn't do any good when it's taken down. Making me take the flag down. The city of Boston complained. Terrible, terrible. Put that Somali flag up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, they put the Somali flag up. Interestingly enough, they were celebrating Somalian heritage, a place where the Somalians no longer want to go. And we'll talk to Robert Burke. That was his appearance from his appearance on Newsmax. We'll talk to him. He is here live when we return. So stand by for that and much, much more when we get back. Here's another check of weather and traffic. Our good friend Mark Christopher is back. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
All right, Reese, thank you very much. This traffic report being brought to you by Columbia Implant Center in Manchester, westbound side of 84. Not too bad, just a little slow traffic as you move from the tunnel out to exit 46th Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing 46th Avenue in Hartford to the Bulkley Bridge. 91 southbound Hartford's tight by 33 Jennings Road. Northbound side of 91's a little slow, 21 to 22 in Cromwell. Again, some slow traffic up by 25, 26 for the Putnam Bridge. If you are traveling 291 westbound, delays from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. Both sides of 9 heavy approaching the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. 91 southbound slowing from 18 to 17 in Meriden. If you're westbound 84 in Waterbury, look out for an accident between 25A and 25 on the westbound side of 84. Left lane blocked there. Delays are approaching 26 behind that. Another accident, 84 westbound. This one is in Newtown. It's west 84 by exit 9, and that's taking out the left lane. Delays are approaching exit 11 in Newtown. Behind that, southbound Parkway slowing 50 into the West Rock. Northbound Parkway slows approaching 46 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic moves slow, but your transformation shouldn't. Columbia Implant Center provides full dental implants in just one visit. Open 7 days a week in Manchester to fit your busy life. Get your smile back today at ColumbiaImplantCenter.com. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
The rest of today, certainly hazy, hot, humid. We have topped out in the triple digits across various parts of the area. And as we go into tonight, it is warm and sticky, mainly clear as we hit a low of 75 degrees. If you don't have air conditioning, it's going to be very uncomfortable. So make sure you're finding ways to stay safe in the warmth that continues overnight and into tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're still hot and humid with a high of 99 degrees. There will be the chance for a thunderstorm late in the afternoon into the early evening hours, just in a few spots. Otherwise, tomorrow night is mainly clear and warm and sticky again with a low of just 77 degrees. So very, very warm overnight. Saturday, the 4th of July, starts off warm. We're mostly sunny, hot and humid mostly cloudy, hot and humid as we go throughout the day. Afternoon thunderstorms will be likely and they'll be gusty at times. The high 96. Sunday, sunshine and a few clouds then coming in for the afternoon. Watch out for maybe a stray shower or two. Hot and humid with a high of 90, and then we go into Monday and it's cloudy, a little bit cooler with a high of 78. Right now, it's 98 in Hopewell, 100 in Bloomfield, and 99 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
Brian Jackman here for CertaPro Painters. You know, I love my home, but I did notice in the kitchen especially that scuffs, faded colors. I knew I needed to do something about it, so that's why I got in touch with CertaPro Painters. They can do something that not only protects your home, makes it look great, makes you happy to be in that space all the time. CertaPro Painters is dedicated to bring a fresh color to your home with quality craftsmanship. Check it out yourself so you can schedule that free estimate online right now at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
This year, America celebrates 250 years. 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, as I said, we are back, and our guest, let me get his photo up here so you can see what the gentleman looks like. He's on the phone. And thank you for calling in, Mr. Robert Burke, candidate for the 8th District. Robert, I understand you used to listen to me back in the WRKO days.
Way back when Fallon Finneran was on the station with you. And I always enjoyed Todd Feinberg also. So when Todd went to Connecticut, that station rang a bell. So I was talking to your producer. That rang a bell for me.
Yeah, well, I know that you remember me from back in those days. You know, I used to deal with a lot of politics back there. You might remember my little back and forth with a Lynn Counts. What was his role? There was a guy from Lynn that wanted to do a boxing match with me. You remember that?
Listen, they're all over the place. Lynn, the city of sin.
Lynn, the city of sin. That's right. So, Robert, you do this thing at this event where you put up the American flag. Let's start with this. Were you going there to put up the American flag because you felt like the mayor, Michelle Wu, has sort of taken a big fat crap on the United States as of late and has turned Boston, and I was there twice in the last, 2 or 3 months. Very recently I was there. I was there for the weekend of Juneteenth, and a couple of months before then. She's kind of turned this place into an international hub that is a shell of Boston right now, and she is welcoming any other nationality except for Americans.
That is accurate. Before I start, I'd like to say happy birthday to all your listeners. Happy birthday, America 250. We live in the greatest country ever invented, and I don't see anybody breaking out of the United States.
That's right.
So when I start with this story with Mayor Wudo, as I call her.
Wudo.
Mayor Wu. Listen, this lady, just so you know, she's well-funded.
Mm-hmm.
She knows what she's doing. She's no dummy. She's part of the bunch of carpetbaggers that all have the same pedigree. You take the governor Hold it Healy, or you take the chief Warren, or you take State Street Steve Lynch, who I'm running against as a Democrat.
Yeah.
They all went to the Harvard School, Kennedy School of Government.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, this actually goes back, just so you know, Reese, back when Wu closed City Hall down and people went to protest her at her house because of the shot, the CCP virus.
Correct.
So we found out later that we were on an enemy's hit list. I was the number one. I don't know if it's alphabetical, but I was on that list with 17 other people.
Wow.
Enemies list. It was a national story.
Yeah.
So fast forward. Everybody has a visceral feeling for Wu. Listen, I grew up in that area, as I said last night on Newsmax, 131 years out in the suburb, town of Milton. Have the same phone number since 1914, still have it.
Damn.
We don't like people who roll in here as carpetbaggers telling us that they have the moral authority to tell us what we should be doing. We all went through this whole thing. We know everybody, and they're trying to replace everybody. So here we go. The Thursday of last week, I went into the viewing station at Boston City Plaza.
Sure.
You know what that's like, right by the world's ugliest city hall in the world.
I did a concert there. I know it well, 2008.
It was a beautiful day. I enjoyed sitting down watching Portugal take on, I think, Uzbekistan. It was a tremendous match.
Right.
And so I left. It started raining. I had to do something. As you know, I'm on the ballot for Congress. I ran in 22 as Burke for Business. When business is working, everybody's working. And then 24, I continued as closed border Burke. And this year, it's basically Burke, Truth, Trust, and Tradition, American Citizens First. That's what it is. So I've never stopped running. So I went in there the second time to bring an American flag that I purchased through a company in Hingham, Mass. And it's a great flag. It's 6 feet tall, 10 feet long, and it's 250. And it's made by Eagle Company down in Hingham. Great people down there, okay? So anyways, I go in for the second time, and as I'm sort of getting my act together the night before, I hear that Mayor Wudo is going to raise a Somali flag.
Damn.
Somali flag. And I said, oh, this is unbelievable, because the viewing party down there was going to start at right around 12 o'clock. And I thought I heard that they were going to raise that flag about 11. So I was going to hit this and then roll over to the viewing and just put the flag out and let people react to it.
Right.
So I get there early, and I'm watching him. And the only guy I talked to was a guy from Kansas. He was asking what's wrong with Boston. I sort of told him. And 2 seconds there, I'm getting into an altercation with a Boston neighborhood cameraman because he just wanted to set up in front of me.
Really?
And I told him to move. I said, hey, look around. I said, do you want me to shoot my camera through your head or what? And he gave me the old Boston look. And I said, listen, pal, I'm not going anywhere. It's just Boston people, you know, very direct.
Sure.
No nonsense.
Yep.
Cut the bull crap, you know. Nothing personal, but get out of the way, will you?
Yeah.
So there I am. I hang the fence, the flag on the. But before I do that, there's a construction site. That's the temporary fence that you see.
Right.
And at that fence, there's a guy. I can hear him mixing cement or picking up junk. And I say to him, hey, I'm going to, because I know what it is to hang things on property.
Sure.
Whether it's federal, state, or.
And you asked him. You asked him for permission.
Yeah, I did. He's from Revere. And I said to him, Revere, Mass, just like Paul
I
Revere.
know where Revere is.
And I said to him, you mind if I do that? He goes, no. So I hang it up, and now it's 10:30.
Yeah.
It's 10:30. I'm shooting the breeze with the guy from Kansas. We're talking about what he did. He works for the railroad.
Uh-huh.
We're talking about hunting and all the stuff. His wife's over in Faneuil Hall. So anyways, we're shooting the breeze, and so I'm just standing there. So all of a sudden, there's a guy sitting at the podium. He's been watching me for an hour now. The guy's been watching me for an hour. And so I said, I'm just standing there. And so here comes the minion, the assistant to the assistant to the assistant to the assistant, sliding along the fence. And she gave one of these, is that your flag? I said, yes, it is. And then she says, well, that has to come down. I said, why? And she didn't understand. The minute I said why, she had to give a response, and she didn't have one.
See, of course not. You have to put that down because, I don't know, it represents a swastika. I mean, can you imagine that?
I'm used to it because I would have gone one step further and say, okay, why don't you cite the ordinance that you're talking about? It's not a law.
Right, of course not.
There's a position where regarding if there's a rental fence, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay. So immediately the hand goes up, and Officer Krumke comes over, okay? Now, he says to me, well, he starts interrogating me because the video that's in black
Stop
and white.
it!
Okay,
Are you telling me you get interrogated behind the flying of the American flag in Boston?
Absolutely. He's saying, I said, I had permission. The guy goes, who? Where is he? I don't see him. I said, of course you don't see him. I said, I gave him a card. You want me to go in that construction site? I will find him, sir. Believe me, I will find him. And then he sort of backed off, and he gave me. So the other guy that was staring at me for an hour comes over, and he says, the girl's just trying to do her job. I said, that's great. Everybody's trying to do their job, But I don't care. I'm talking about the American flag here. And it's 6 feet tall, and it's perfectly hung. It's not bothering anybody. The thing was, they didn't want that flag to outshine the Somali flag. So as the thing goes on, the super that's running the construction site comes over. We rented that fence. You can't do it.
Right.
And that's when you heard me say, yeah, that's great. Oh, whatever the situation. He said, yeah, that's great, but it's down. And then the funniest thing of all, okay?
Really? There's more?
The funniest thing of all, Reese, here we go. Now, Mayor Wudo, it gets to the podium and it's going to read the proclamation that's sanctioned by the city of Boston. Okay, so she gets on there, and right before that, one of the haters, I couldn't tell if it's a man or a girl. I just call her Chris. Chris, whatever. Chris or Leslie or whatever you want to call her. She comes out.
You better win this election, Robert. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. They do not know how entertaining you are. You better win this election against Stephen Lynch. Go ahead. I'm sorry. So
I'm not making anything up. This is exactly how it works. See, I'm a sports videographer, just so you know.
Yeah.
I do high school, prep school, and college games.
Right.
So I'm used to having a camera. But anyways, now the flag is down. I'm ranting a little bit. I have it in a bag.
Right.
And now Mayor Wudo comes out, gives the proclamation, and all of a sudden, Round Boy from Beetlejuice comes rolling across the stage.
Who is this? Who's this person?
He looks like the guy out of the Michelin Man. Okay. So he rolls in front of the podium, sort of to the left, and gets Mayor Wudo's attention, okay?
Yeah.
And Michelle Wu, which I don't even think she's Chinese. I think she's Polynesian. I think it's a whole lie about her anyways.
Okay.
So he gives the old George Bush, Andrew Carr moment, okay, where he says something in her ear.
Okay.
She hesitates for a second, and she tiptoes off the stage like Little Miss Teacup, okay?
Yeah.
They huddle over there, and now hater number one is at the podium looking at the Somali, looking at each other, and Wu takes off.
Really?
Didn't even see the flag go up.
Whoa. She gives a proclamation for the Somali flag and then leaves, and then they put the flag up once she's gone?
Reese, they were standing looking at each other at the podium. The hater number one, Leslie or Pat or whatever her name was.
Can I tell you what that was for? I'll tell you why. What? They did not want... Listen, that is a bad optic. She knew that. She knew that would make national attention, that if she was seen raising a Boston mayor standing while they raised the Somali flag?
Absolutely.
She could not be there for that photo op.
So I was in the parking lot, and let me throw a couple things earlier just to put it in perspective. I drive into Boston. On the backside of Boston City Hall is Congress Street, okay?
Yeah.
And so I'm coming through Faneuil Hall. To the right of me is the curly statues with the Union Oyster House on the right, and to the left is Faneuil Hall, okay? So when you get to that T-bone there, and you're looking at the City Hall, I see this sign right above or to the right of the entrance to sneak into the City Hall, okay?
Right.
And it's a Welcome the World FIFA sign. That's
okay.
Now, this happens Friday now, okay? So then I go into the parking lot. I cut a video up top, and I said, right over there is Boston City Hall. And I said to them, if they're going to raise a flag of a foreign country for their independence, I said, I think we should raise this flag for our independence. And the question of the day was, will she? Or won't she?
Wow. Yeah.
And so now that was taken. Okay, so the whole thing ends. And so what happens now, Reese? I go in Monday to get my credentials for GOP thing down in Texas, okay?
Yeah.
I roll over to the place. Of course, it's closed. There's nobody there. And by the way, Reese, I've ran twice. I've knocked out 4 rhinos, and they've never even. I'm a Trump guy all the way. I'm an American citizen first, a popular nationalist, small business owner. And, again, I believe I can win because we have a Mandami up here running against State Street Steve Lynch. So there's a lot of things in play here, you know?
Right.
So what happens is now I'm driving him back Monday, and I'm looking at City Hall. They changed the sign and put the big American flag up.
Wow. They had to do it, dude. They had to. They had to do it. It looks bad. You can't do that on the 250th anniversary with the last flag standing as a Somali one. Goodness gracious, you just can't have that. You just can't have that on your highlight reel, man. So good on you for doing it. So you really think that you got a good shot at taking out Stephen Lynch?
I have a great shot.
Okay.
I have a great shot because I'm from here. I can articulate the first, when you run, you sort of don't want to make any errors or say anything stupid. So the first year I come in at 71% on the Republican side on my primary and knocked out one guy. The second time they put 3 guys against me. I knocked out 3 of those guys. And I didn't quite understand the whole game. Now I do.
Yeah.
I've never stopped running, okay? If you play sports, you don't win with sophomores, you don't win with juniors, you win with seniors.
Damn right.
I've been taking the Mandami guy that can't get an audience with Lynch. Lynch is doing the Houdini on us, you know? and so I've been taking this guy Rothon. Now, this guy's great. Lynch loves this guy because he makes Lynch look normal. So this guy's background is Devil Patrick. Okay?
Oh my God, he's backed by Devil Patrick.
And he went down and he worked with President B.O. down at the Human Rights. He came back to Ropes and Gray, mergers and acquisition hack, and he's Common Cause. He's great. So I'll pin this guy twice. I caught him in a parking lot, and I caught him another place, and he's running like hell. I said, we're going to continue this conversation, buddy.
Hey.
They know what I'm all about, okay? American citizens first. Yeah, go.
Robert, I got to let you go, but I want to say 2 things. One, Jeff Cooner at WRKO. If you talk to him, please tell him Reese on the Radio said, hey.
Yeah.
I know he knows he and I speak, but very seldom. But please tell him I say hello. And I remembered who that Rama in Boston just told me because he listens to the show. It was City Councilor Rick Ford, who I got into the back and forth with at Lynn. Remember him?
No, but we get those guys could pop up any place. They could be, they're cookie cutter stuff. It doesn't matter. But I always say to Jeff when because you know Cooner, okay?
Yeah.
He lets me ramble, and I say to him, Jeff, and then you can hear him chuckling in the background. He's a good guy. He lets us go. And the good news is this, okay? I'm going to win because I'm the best candidate. I'm someone you can trust. I'm going to tell you the truth, and we're going to start with the tradition back in 1620, Reese, and I'll close with this. This is where socialism and capitalism hit heads back in Plymouth. When the English brought the common system to us, and they almost all died, and that's when capitalism branched off, and then it flourished. And by the way, Reese, they weren't praying to the Indians. They were praying to God.
That's right. Robert Burke, man, candidate for the 8th District in Massachusetts. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the time.
Have a great day.
Thank you, man. You too. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese. Thank you very much. Well, if you are heading on the westbound side of 84 coming into downtown Hartford right now, you're going to see a little slow traffic as you move up on the downtown tunnel out to exit 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound slowing half mile before 46th Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound brief slowdown at 33 Jennings Road. Again, down by exit 28 on the Hartford Weathersfield line. Northbound 91's a little slow by 22 on the Route 9 interchange. Again, you'll lose some speed getting by exit 25, 26 in Weathersfield. 291 westbound delays from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. If you're heading into Middletown, both sides of 9, heavy approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound delays in Meriden approaching 19 down to 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Now, if you are traveling toward Waterbury right now, 84 westbound, we have that crash between 25A and 25 left lane is shut down there. And right now, you're looking at delays approaching exit 26 behind that. If you're traveling westbound 84 into Newtown, look for some delays now from exit 11 up to exit 10. And if you're traveling on the Parkway southbound, delays from 50 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. Northbound Parkway slowing, approaching 46 into the West Rock. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today is hazy, hot, and humid with a high near the triple digits. Tonight, we don't fall that far, mainly clear with a low of 75. It's a sticky night into tomorrow where we're partly sunny with a high of 99 degrees. Watch for some afternoon thunderstorms in the area. They'll continue into the early evening. Otherwise, tomorrow night is mainly clear with a low of 77. Saturday will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. A gusty thunderstorm possible in the afternoon with a high of 96. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
99 degrees at 4:30. I'm John Silva. WTIC 1080 News. A man accused of vandalizing the reflecting pool on the National Mall is being charged with a misdemeanor. D.C. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says retired U.S. Olympic canoeist David Hearn tore apart the lining with both hands.
This was a deliberate act to damage the reflecting pool at the National Mall that members of the National Park Service actually have worked hard to restore and have witnessed.
But Hearn says the liner was already falling apart when he simply bent over and picked up part of it that had been floating in the water. Another hot day in Connecticut. Excessive heat warning stays with us until Saturday. High temps forecast to potentially crack 100. We've been at the 99-degree mark for a while, at least at the airport. Some relief, though, will come by the second half of the weekend as temperatures on Sunday are only expected to be about 90 or so. Hartford police continuing their investigation into what led up to a fight last night. Left a 36-year-old man dead and another person dead as well. Troy Lawn Cooper of Manchester was stabbed. 30-year-old Brian Ortiz Santiago of Hartford was shot. Another 17-year-old was shot as well. That teenager remains in stable condition. The violence related to a brawl, the police say, broke out on Madison Street last night. The two climbers who pulled off that death-defying scale up the Empire State Building to the spire up top were in court today. They face a number of charges. The couple, who were said to have been engaged at the iconic building, had actually already been engaged, according to their father. Correspondent Aaron Katursky with more on how the duo was able to elude cops.
The Empire State Building was supposed to have tightened security up on the 102nd floor. Right now, the belief is to bypass the screening everyone's supposed to go to. The couple simply followed workers and maybe went through an employee entrance, bypassing the screening and then sneaking up through that maintenance hatch.
Wall Street, the Dow finished the week up 594 points. The NASDAQ lost 207. The S&P was up a fraction. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Stay locked in. Reese on the Radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
We're back, Reese on the Radio. Yes, City Councilor Rick Ford. Talk about going back to my Boston days. So, if you've never heard this story, it is funny, but it goes to show you how people do not know how to deal with the news media. It went a little something like this. So I'm doing a story on a report that comes out about how much money the lottery pays to each town in Massachusetts. And it's literally a throwaway story. We had a break where we needed some content, and I had the story. So I start reading it, and I start going over the towns that are getting certain amounts of money, and I mention the town of Lynn. And as you heard Robert say, Lynn, the city of sin, you don't come out the way you went in. That's the old saying about the town of Lynn. Famous individual out of the town of Lynn is none other than attorney of the Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey, is from that town. So I start going over the numbers, and I see how much money the town of Lynn is going in. And the only reason why I know this about Lynn is because my producer at the time, Cooksey, still a good friend, is from there. And he told me that it's an ish hole. So I said, well, Lynn's getting, $4 million? That place is a dump. Well, Rick Ford, who was the city councilor at the time, called up Cooksey on his personal phone and said, hey, tell that guy that I used to like on the radio that I'd like to see him in a boxing ring and knock his block off. Well, Cooksey is like Reese on the Radio. He didn't keep that conversation or that voice message private. He played it on the air. To which I said, hey, if you ever want some Rick Ford, have at it. Or come on the show, whatever the case was. So it was alleged that we were going to have a boxing match and all this other stuff. So guess what? You think the story would end there? No, it did not. Well, the local Fox affiliate went to the town of Lynn and said, a local radio host calls Lynn a dump. We asked. So they go to the city of Lynn and start asking people whether or not the town is a dump. It turns into a story. And I'm going, are you kidding me? And then Rick Ford starts getting raked over the coals because he made this comment about knocking my block off. And I'm like, why are they yelling at him? They should be yelling at me. I'm the one who dumped on the place. And so finally Fox came and spoke to me, and I said to them, and everybody else, by the way, at the station is losing their mind. Dude, what are we going to do? People think that you're disparaging their town. Rick Ford and all this other stuff. I'm like, calm down, folks. You guys have never dealt with a news story before? So I invite Fox down to my apartment, and I sit there and I say to them, nobody should be screaming at Rick Ford about sticking up for his town. You need to elect more guys like him. Somebody craps on your town, your city councilor stood up and said, enough, you're not going to talk crap about my town. And if anybody does, I'll knock their block off. You shouldn't be excoriating him. You should be celebrating him. Story was over. It's as simple as that. And Rick Ford became a hero of that whole story. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher's back. He's the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Wouldn't you want to be celebrated for you sticking up for your town?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
why
somebody bashes like a radio host bashes your town and you speak up, and then the city comes after you for sticking up for them? What type of nonsense is that?
Zero sense.
Zero.
But this is the time we live in, 2026.
Well, that was 2008 of all time. That's like, what?
It hasn't changed.
Yeah, there you go.
You get rewarded for stuff that you shouldn't be rewarded
exactly.
for. It makes no sense. But either it makes no sense or you and I are just too old. One or the other. I can't figure it out. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, you got delays approaching 46 Sisson Avenue into the tunnel. Westbound 84 slowing 48 out to 46 Sisson Avenue. Southbound 91's a little slow at 33 Jennings Road in Hartford. Northbound side of 91 losing speed by the Route 9 interchange exit 22 in Cromwell. Again, you'll lose a little speed 25-26 for the Putnam Bridge. In Wethersfield, 291 westbound slowing from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge in that construction South Windsor. If you're traveling 9 north and southbound slowing at the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 91 southbound delays approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. 84 westbound, you got delays now. 691 interchange up to exit 25A in Waterbury. We had an earlier accident between 25A and 25. Looks like they've moved that out of the way, so that's a little good news there. And if you're heading toward New Haven, southbound Parkway, look for delays now from 51 down to 50. An accident reported there. South 95 New Haven slowing 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8s WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, we are certainly dealing with the peak of the heat, and tonight we don't cool down all that much. We are still mainly clear, very warm and sticky, a low of 75 degrees. Tomorrow, partly sunny, near record high temperatures with a high of 99 degrees. There will be a thunderstorm for the late afternoon in a few spots, but overall it's about the heat, so make sure you're being cautious and staying hydrated. After those thunderstorms die down in the evening, we go down to a low of just 77 degrees. Another warm, sticky night. That leads into the 4th of July, where Saturday will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. Watch out for a few gusty thunderstorms in the afternoon as we hit a high of 96 degrees. Sunday, starting to come back down from the heat. It's sunshine, clouds, then more clouds through the afternoon with maybe a stray chance for a shower. The high 90 degrees will be less humid on Monday with clouds and a high of 78. Right now, it's 98 in Vernon, 100 in Plainville, and 99 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
At Columbia Dental, they believe patient care should never be delayed. That's why they offer a full multidisciplinary practice under one roof, helping eliminate referrals and unnecessary delays. Columbia Dental is open 365 days a year. For more information, visit columbiadental.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
At Westside Care Center in Manchester, care is personal, specialized, and centered on every resident. Their experienced team provides advanced short-term rehabilitation, convenient on-site dialysis, and compassionate memory care in a warm, supportive environment. Whether recovering after a hospital stay or seeking long-term care, Westside combines clinical expertise with personalized attention to help every resident achieve the best possible quality of life. Westside Care Center. Specialized care close to home.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
So we have to wait until we contact Brock in order to do this? Okay, well, I tried to call Brock earlier today. All right, we're back on here. Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. We're talking to Adam and I are going back and forth about contacting Chris Shea's team. We're speaking to Brock about a possible early August debate between Jonathan DeBarros and Chris Shea, and see whether or not Chris Shea will agree to it. DeBarros, as you know, wants the debate, so he's called him out, and we'll see whether or not they do it. I'm not making any moves on it until I hear from something. We're right. Literally, it would be a month from tomorrow. No, a month from Saturday when we would do it, which is enough time for me to set it up, but be happy to do that. Jules says, Reese, hope all goes well tomorrow. Stay cool. Going to do my best to do that. John Beckman has joined the house. Like I said, if you haven't heard and we haven't talked about it enough, you can join this show from 2 till 6, our regular time, as we broadcast live from the Great American State Fair. We are calling it the Great American Broadcast live in D.C. from the National Mall. And we'll also be there Saturday from noon till 3 on the air here, broadcasting live. Roland is going out on vacation, so he's leaving tonight, so he will not be there. So we'll have Justin on the boards tomorrow. I'll be, of course, remote. We will be broadcasting from, we'll be doing the the Facebook thing. We'll be broadcasting on ReeseOnTheRadio.com if you want to watch, but only on ReeseOnTheRadio.com. So if you want to watch the show and you want to opine and chime in, you got to go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com and you can log in there and we'll see your chat room. Unfortunately, because I'm not going to be broadcasting, it's a power thing. When I'm here, I can broadcast to 8, 9, 10 different places. It's a little more difficult when we're out and about and we have to conserve power. So it's just going to be on one platform, and that's ReeseOnTheRadio.com, where you can opine there. Also, I'm going to do this. I said I was going to do it during the break. I'll do it at the 5 o'clock hour. I'm going to add Adam's telephone number for you to contact him if you are a candidate or let's say a person of interest who's interested in being on the show. I cannot guarantee that you will be in very soon. But, because I have a show to do, and I like doing the show, and there are important issues and stories that I'm trying to get to the bottom of that I need to focus on. So I can't be inundated with guests all the time. It keeps me, this is my whole point that I said yesterday about why I don't like doing guests, because if I can't do the show, the part that really interests you, you're not going to stay. And the reason why I'm here is to, journalist / talk show host. I was reading something today about me. Yes, I do. I'm vain like that. I was reading something about me today, and it was interesting what they wrote. And it was that the thing that I am noted most for is the fact that I engage with the politicians asking questions that are important to you. And that came from someone I didn't know. Doesn't know me, just listens to the show, observes, and just gives that assessment or that opinion. And getting what my intent is without asking me clearly shows, all right, I'm doing it that way. So the whole thing about guests, if you are interested in being on the show, you have to understand why I don't get back to people or why it takes a while before people get on the show. It's because, 1, I need my audience to be interested in the subject matter. 2, I need to make sure that I'm doing the thing that I was sent here to do, and that is to get to the bottom of stories and to elevate that story to a point where we get results. Another thing that I have to say on the front about guests. I would say if you are interested in being on the program, ask yourself this question. From what I know about Reese, would he be interested in this story? And then make the phone call to Adam, or text message, I should say. Just ask yourself that. Would Reese be interested in this story? Is this a story that he would fight for? You have no idea how many people contact me and say, Reese, will you please help me? And I will look at the stories that they give me or the case that they're going, and it's always something personal. And I will go, I don't know if I can help with this. I can probably get them in touch with someone who can. But they are always asking me for my help. Like I'm what's that investigative team that you call is like working out for you, whatever that thing is. I'm not that guy. Maybe I can be. I don't know yet. I just don't. So, I'm very careful and selective on the stuff that I cover. Sometimes people give me stuff that I didn't know about, and I'll go, wow, that's interesting, and I'll cover it. Then there are other times when I go, oh, that's interesting, but I don't know if my audience would be interested. And I know that's sad sometimes, but It has to be something that we can solve. That's why I'm trying to do that. So I say all of that to get to this point. Senator Richard Blumenthal is going to be on the program next week at 3 o'clock on the air. He's calling in, I should say. And I was trying to explain someone this the other day. In fact, I think it was Sam, you and I were having this conversation about, Sam, I was in Sam's car. He was driving me to pick up the SUV. And I was talking about this, that there was a friend of mine. And I call him a friend. I've known him for a little more than a year now. And he was saying to me the first time I met him, he goes, Reese, I got to tell you, man, that Richard Blumenthal, I can't believe you're talking to him, man. I'm really upset about that Vietnam thing. And, I hear that every day. You guys will inundate me about that. And I just stopped him and I said, okay, let me ask you a question. You do know why I'm talking to him, right? He goes, yeah, you care about that DQuat thing. I said, okay. I said, he's the guy who got the funding for it. He's the guy who implemented the DQuat. So I kind of feel like he's the guy who can help me stop it, right? Is it important that I get that done? He goes, yeah, that's absolutely. We should not have those poison there. I said, I don't think he knows much about it, and I'm informing him about it. He's taking some interest in this. And if I can get him, if I can convince him to look at the science and see that this is wrong, we cannot have this in our waters. Is it okay for me to ignore the Da Nang Dick stuff and focus on this and get this done? And he stopped and he said, all right, you know what? You're right. I can let it go because this is obviously more important. I said, okay, good. That's all I care about. I need to solve problems. But now, having said that, can I ask one question? Because you're going to have to get on the phones and tell me this. Because I know that this is going to upset some people. I even said it to Joey today. Why is it so hard for people in this state to let stuff go? Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm really serious about this. I am not trying to poke you in the eye. That Richard Blumenthal thing has got to be a hell of a lot of years old. Okay? But truth be told, I know that people are still angry about it, and I know you don't like his politics and him going after Trump. I get all of that. But things like that, you guys hold on to. How many? What? Yeah, but no, when he made the comment about him serving in Vietnam and he didn't. Yeah, people are still upset about it like it happened yesterday. And I've noticed that about a lot of things. I get on Mark from West Hartford, Mark Walsh. I get on his crap, on his butt every day about this. He will call me up because I'm going to be meeting with somebody and he'll be like, hey, ask that person about that thing they said 2 years ago. And I'm just like, dude, am I really going back there? I need to deal with this thing. But he's got to know. And it's not, again, this is not a Mark from West Hartford thing. It is indicative of the folks here in Connecticut. It's unlike any other thing I've seen. And maybe it's me. Maybe I have let bygones be bygones. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm not holding people's feet to the fire enough. I've learned to let things go. But it is something about Connecticut that does not. Hold on. Sam the man just sent me when it was. It was, yes! Oh my God, it's almost 20 years ago! It's like, 2008. That's right, it was a big deal when I was in WRKL. Yeah, so I'm like, come on! There's not, the horse is out of the barn on Richard Blumenthal. It happened. It's over. He apologized. What else can we do? But again, it's not about him. Other things like that too. It's like, if it's old, it's new again. It's like not letting it go. So if I'm missing something, please let me know. 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. What it says, if you don't upset people, sometimes you're not doing your job. I guess you're right, Beckman. Yeah, like I kind of feel like, look, I know that there are some things that are awful. I get that too. I'll give you another example. And I'm going to probably upset some people when I bring it up, right? Joe Ganim in Bridgeport, the mayor. He's reelected, right? Roland, did you have your hand up? Oh, okay, I thought he did. He ran for re-election. He became the mayor again. But people are still hung up about it like that story isn't over. The story is over. He's mayor. And the people chose to make him mayor. There were people out there, and there was a larger number of people who didn't agree, but they even had a recount. He still won it. Who wanted him to be mayor, and they're okay with it. They got over it. They got over it. No one else can. And I don't know. Maybe I'm missing this. I'm trying to understand the level of which people are angry about it. Maybe that's what I'm not understanding. Like, are you really angry about it, or does it just kind of annoy you? That's the thing I'm trying to get. So, again, if I don't understand, tell me, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. TJ says, I can't stand Joe King. I totally get it. Some people just can't stand him. Completely understood. But at what point do you let all of that other stuff... I almost feel like you people are mad like they did it to you. You know, like it was a personal slight. I've never been that person who like the person does something awful. And I'm like, eesh. Okay, all right. I'm going to use a recent case, Aaron Stewart. I mean, how could I not? Right, Aaron Stewart. What's happening to her didn't happen to me. It's happening to her. If there's a person who's going to serve prison time, it's her. If there's anyone who's going to suffer from what she did, it's her. And her family. Her children. How does it affect you? Where is the, like, I need to understand the leap from her crimes to your doorstep. Am I missing something here? Like, is it because she fooled you into believing that she was a good person? Maybe that's it. Like, you being duped, like you were full-throated support, and then she let you down, and because she did, that's where the anger is. Like, damn, I put all of my faith in you. I told all my friends. That's okay. You do that with your sports teams. How many of you knuckleheads have said, hey, Red Sox, this is our year? Come on. I know this is probably, I know that's apples and oranges, but I was being tongue-in-cheek on purpose. Don't get mad at me. Lord knows somebody will be holding on to that for 20 years. But I'm just, again, trying to understand where that comes from. And again, I've been other places. This is the only town I've ever been in, Connecticut, where people's like, yeah, man, one day he had this position and then he had that position. And I never forgave him for that. I'm like, really? He changed his mind? I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm trying to figure it out. We'll take some phone calls. Hey, look, Dr. Steve is here. Perfect person. I think he's a clinical psychiatrist. I'm teasing. No, he's not. I'm kidding. We'll take your calls when we return. Again, 860-522-WTIC, 860-522-9842. Let's get another check of weather and traffic. Mark Christopher, who's never held a grudge. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not your style.
No.
They may need you to DJ for them.
Forgive and forget, right?
That's right, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, westbound 84, you got delays approaching the Bulkley Bridge out to 48 Asylum Street, 84 eastbound, just losing a little speed, 48 Capitol Avenue into the tunnel. 91 southbound, a brief slowdown by 28 on the Hartford Weathersfield line. Northbound 91, once again, a tap of the brakes by exit 22 in the Route 9 interchange. 291 westbound, slowing from exit 2 in South Windsor up to the Bissell Bridge. If you're heading into Middletown, 9 northbound, slowing Harbor Park to the Aragodi Bridge. 91 I-91 southbound. Delays in Middletown, just after exit 20 Country Club Road down to 17 for the Wilbur-Cross Parkway in Meriden. Westbound side of 84 slowing 25 in Waterbury up to exit 22. And if you're traveling eastbound 84, a little slowdown by 18 in Waterbury and again by the 691 interchange. Southbound Parkway slowing by exit 50 in Hamden. Northbound Parkway a little tight 46 into the West Rock Tunnel. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today is hazy, hot, and humid with highs near the triple digits across the area. Tonight we find very little relief for that. Mainly clear and still warm and sticky, a low of 75 degrees. If you don't have air conditioning, there really will be no relief from the heat. Going into tomorrow, we will be partly sunny with a high of 99 degrees, still humid, and watch for some of those afternoon thunderstorms develop late in the area, and they'll continue into the evening. Tomorrow night, we're mainly clear, a low of just 77, so another warm and sticky night. Followed by Saturday, the 4th of July, will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. Watch for some gusty afternoon thunderstorms, though. They could change your plans and bring you inside for a few minutes. The high, 96 degrees on the 4th of July. Sunday will follow with sunshine, then dimmed by some more clouds. It's mostly cloudy through the afternoon with a high near 90 degrees. And Monday is cloudy and not as warm, a high of 78. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This is WTIC News Talk 1080 with Brian and Company in the morning, Reese on the radio in the afternoon, and news around the clock. WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford and Odyssey Station.
5 o'clock, Hartford temperature 99 degrees. Good afternoon, I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. Vernon police are charging a Manchester man in connection with a threat made toward a mosque in town. Under arrest is 45-year-old Jason Bigar. They say the investigation began last month when police received complaints that Bigar allegedly made unsolicited calls to the Islamic Center of Vernon. Derogatory and offensive remarks were made to the victim, say police, based on their religious beliefs. Bigar faces charges of harassment and breach of peace and intimidation based on bigotry or bias. Bond was set at $100,000. Former U.S. Olympic canoeist has been indicted for allegedly vandalizing the reflecting pool on the National Mall. And the Park Service says it's one of a series of incidents that have taken place at national monuments.
7 arrests and 18 police reports are cited by the National Park Service in what it alleges was vandalism that led to damage to the algae-filled and sealer flaking of the reflecting pond at the Lincoln Memorial. Also alleging graffiti at the Washington Monument and fuel lines cut at the Great American State Fair.
David Hearn facing a misdemeanor charge. That's ABC's Chuck Sievertson. A U.S. official confirms Iran attacked a ship in the Strait of Hormuz today with a drone. It's the first attack since the U.S. and Iran signed that initial agreement aimed at ending the hostilities.
Very tenuous situation because over those 60 days that the United States and Iran are supposed to be negotiating further movement towards an eventual full agreement, there's a lot of instability about what could actually happen.
That's correspondent Louis Martinez at the Pentagon. Federal judge has blocked part of an executive order that would mandate how states run their mail-in voting operations. More from correspondent Peter Haralamas.
The third judge in just 1 week to block elements of President Trump's attempt to increase federal oversight over elections. And at this point, both of his executive orders on elections have been blocked by the courts.
Hartford's 5-day-long weekend is continuing with more live events. Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd are back in town to face the Connecticut Sun at People's Bank Arena tonight. Two now, of course, teammates with the Dallas Wings. Hartford's Director of Arts and Culture, Tanisha Duggan, says there's another block party for that.
Fan Fest over on Pratt Street before the game, and then we'll be doing a watch party here at Hartford House, really supporting and loving on women's sports, and a team that I think has been so near and dear to us, and we're sad to see go, but using it as an opportunity to bring us all together one last time here in Hartford.
Well, part of a big weekend in the capital city, culminating with the big Hartford Bonanza in Bushnell Park on Saturday with fireworks as well. There's a screening of the Connecticut-made Mystic Pizza motion picture at the Wadsworth. Actors and a producer from the film will be on hand to take part in a Q&A as well. And America 250 this weekend. The Department of Transportation knows residents will be traversing the state to celebrate. DOT's Josh Morgan suggests you try this.
In honor of that and to help people get to where they need to go over the holiday weekend, the state is offering free CT Transit bus services across the state on July 4th and July 5th. Additionally, there will be special discounted $2.50 one-way tickets on the Hartford line and Shoreline East.
Those deals will be available on Saturday and Sunday only. Wall Street, the Dow finished the week up 594 points. NASDAQ lost 207. S&P was down a fraction. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Brian Shackman here for CertaPro Painters. I don't know about you, but for me, I want to be able to trust the people that do work on my house. That's why CertaPro Painters could be perfect for you. They get the job done right because they take pride in what they do. And by the way, the painting is professional and all of it at the right price. When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a local professional with over 70,000 five-star reviews. So schedule your free estimate today online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated.
Brian Shackman here for Allaire Elder Law. Listen, my wife and I, we have no plans for the next phase of our life, and we were freaked out. And you know what? I had interviewed attorney Haley Allaire before. I just said to my wife, let's sit down with her and her team and see how it goes. And, you know, whether you need estate planning, power of attorney, wills, trust, probate, whatever it was, we sat down, we went over our options, and we had this collective exhale that immediately made us feel better. You want to feel that and be prepared for your future? AllaireElderLaw.com. Again, ALLAIRE elderlaw.com.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I didn't even know I was ready. Hey, we're back. Reese on the Radio right here. Lancia, you know what? Lancia, I got to do music news, Lancia, but you're calling me up here. Christopher Lancia, candidate for District 1. What are you calling to yell at me for now?
I got to do that. Well, since you don't like to interview people, that's one of my main issues on this call today.
Hey, I don't have an issue with you.
Hold on. I'm going to flip the script on Mr. Hopkins today. I'm going to do a little interviewing today.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
As your future congressman. I'm on the radio. I got my main man, Gino, up there yesterday, so I cold called yesterday.
Yeah.
Then you take another outstanding, your new AG come November.
Right.
So now I got to sit here and all day long. I'm thinking, how am I going to approach Reese on this? Didn't want to interview. So that's okay. But then you go all day long and you're asking about the Boston Red Sox, and you're a Queens guy.
Yes.
How? Why?
Easy, because you Yankee fans, you couldn't show the Boston Red Sox some respect in 2004 when you had them 3-0, and then you guys choked in the last 4 games. Boston wins that to go on to win the World Series, and you go back to New York and you say, come on, get these guys some props. It's 86 years without a championship, and they beat the pants of a guy who beat them. They beat the pants of a guy who was beating them like 5 out of the last 6 years, and then you guys couldn't just say, hey, give these guys some props. And I said, you know what? You guys in New York, you're a bunch of jerks. You guys have been, and you know what? Just to spite you, I'm going to go for Boston. And that's the way I've been ever since 2004. And Big Papi is my guy, and Jeter is garbage.
You know, Reese, I think you hold on to things too long.
Oh yeah,
Speak. Let things go.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I've got the Connecticut fever. Maybe I'm holding on to it for too long.
Listen, drive safe. I'll see you tomorrow.
You got it.
You're good listeners that are going there. But from like what's his name used to do it at all the Don Wrinkles at the end.
Yeah.
So I love you from the bottom of my heart, and you have given us, and this is the truth. We were talking about this the other night. You have given the Republican Party in Connecticut the biggest leg to stand on. Not only do you talk behind the mic, you will get in their faces prior to coming on the show. You're bringing us to another level. Your show is going to another level. We love you, bro. Drive safe, and I'll see you and your better half tomorrow.
You got it, sir. Thank you, sir. Christopher Lancia, candidate for the 1st District, running against Rosa DeLauro. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, bro.
You got it. All right. Let's get another check on traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. That was nice of him to say.
Very good. Very nice. Let's hope he wins.
Yeah.
If you're at westbound 84 coming into Hartford right now, delays East Hartford approaching the Boke Bridge out to 47 Sigourney, 84 eastbound slowing 48 Capitol Avenue to the tunnel. If you are traveling 291 westbound, delays from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge as you move through South Windsor. 9 northbound's a little tight approaching the Aragoni Bridge. 91 southbound delays just after 20 Country Club Road in Middletown down to exit 17 for the Wilbur Cross Parkway. Eastbound 84 Waterbury slowing by 18. Westbound 84 24. Some sluggish traffic from 26 in Cheshire up to the Mixmaster in Waterbury. If you're traveling southbound on the Parkway, delay 61 in Hamden into the West Rock Tunnel. 95 South New Haven tight 46 down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Heading through tonight, we are still very warm and humid, a low of 75 degrees. Not that comfortable if you do not have air conditioning. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, I should say, to sleep. Tomorrow, we're partly sunny with a high of 99 degrees, so still hot and humid. There will be a chance for a late afternoon thunderstorm in the area. Tomorrow night, after those thunderstorms die down, we're mainly clear, warm and sticky, a low of just 77 degrees. Saturday, the 4th of July, is mostly cloudy, hot, and humid. Gusty thunderstorms are likely through the afternoon, so be on the lookout for them. They can change your plans late in the day. High 96. And then Sunday, we'll see some sunshine to start the day, more clouds through the afternoon. It'll be hot, but a little less humid with a high near 90. Monday, cloudy with a high of 78. Right now, it's 96 in Canton, 94 in Manchester, and 98 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
This year, America celebrates 250 years, 2.5 centuries of courage, sacrifice, and family stories passed down from one generation to the next. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger, founders of Legacy Box. Your family's piece of the American story is sitting in an attic or closet right now, trapped on aging VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, film reels, and fading photos.
Those boxes hold moments you can never recreate. Your wedding day, your children's voices when they were little, grandparents coming back to life on screen.
Over 2 million families have trusted Legacy Box. And we've just partnered with the USO to digitize fragile handwritten letters from World War II, helping preserve American history for future generations.
As America turns 250, remember that your family is a part of the American story. Preserving those voices, faces, and moments is a part of your responsibility to the next generation. Don't let them disappear on your watch.
Visit legacybox.com/radio for our amazing America 250 sale. That's legacybox.com/radio to save.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the Radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Let's get my buddy Dr. Steve on the line here. Thanks for calling back, Dr. Steve. I didn't want to keep you on hold forever. And Chris Lancia screaming at me. What's going on, man?
Hey, you're lucky I came back after you accused me of being a clinical psychiatrist. So, I'm a forgiving man.
I liked saying that because, you and I get in these philosophical conversations. And I always feel like you're diagnosing me in these conversations. But I love when we have them. What's going on with you, buddy?
Yeah, fair enough. And no offense to my clinical psychiatrist friends out there. So I called because I liked your question about why do we get hung up on things?
Yeah.
And why don't we let some things go? And I sort of have an adjacent philosophical question for you. So, you and I, we disagree on a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. Like, I believe in strong gun safety legislation. I believe in green energy investment, transgender rights, critical race theory. Our feelings about Trump are obviously very different.
Right.
And yet on the flip side, I value your passion. Your intellect has never been in question. Your love of family, your love of this country. I also love the United States. And so my question to you is, why do you and I disagree?
Oh man, there's so many reasons for that. You know what?
You only know so much about me, but you know.
No. There's so many reasons why you and I can look at the world and way in which we do and still love the country. You know what I mean? It's like I think that you see the country as the promise, as do I, but with different promises, if that makes any sense, right? So you know that we have a capability to achieve all of the things that you believe in our society, in its future, where I believe in those things in a different realm. You and I can see those things based upon our life experiences, or where our passion or compassion lays. So I'll give you an example. I know nothing about your views on transgender rights or why you believe they should have them or for whatever reason. But let me explain to you where the things that are important to me. So I come from, I'm from the inner city. I'm very passionate about how the inner city can save itself. I wish they would listen half the time, but they don't. So I'm passionate about that, having lived through that experience, being a child of a single mother on welfare, my dad out of my life, not having a father figure. My passions for many people in that community who are like me, and again, we're talking about a society, of African Americans who have a 74% single parent household. So my personal experience, although it may be, different from them, there are similarities in that. So what I wish to, instead of telling them they all are single parent households for one singular purpose or one singular reason, what I say is that no matter what the reason is, we need to remedy the fact that we need to get back to families and family unity and structure. Because of that passion, I see the promise in those things by hoping that people recognize them and see that number come down. So what I want for black families may be similar for what you want for transgender rights. You want those individuals to be able to live in a society where they are not harmed, where they are treated as equal, where they don't, they're not ostracized for their way of life or because of their belief system. You and I have the same passion about two different groups of people for those reasons, because of whatever background or way of life that we come from, or our, I want to say, viewpoint is considered. You may not have any passion towards the African American community that I have because it's not an experience that's native to you. That makes sense?
It does. I would. I mean, in that case, that's just an example. You wouldn't know this about me, but I have probably I'm more passionate about the African American community, and
that's true.
Than I am, frankly, about transgender rights. I mean, okay. But either way, it always strikes me when two people who have the same, many of the same morals, many of the same ethics, many of the same desires for, a free and fair system of government and happiness and an opportunity for everybody, how we still come to have such dramatic.
Well, let's try this one, Dr. Steve. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the process of which one achieves those opportunities. So I'll give mine, and then you give yours. I believe that opportunity is not something that comes knocking on your door. I believe opportunity is the thing that is out there for you to reach for. You have to find where your true talents are, find the opportunity to turn that thing that you're interested in into something that is prosperous for you. And what I mean prosperous is not just financial, fulfilling. Whatever that is, like if it's something that you do as charitable work, right? You're not doing it for money you're doing it because it makes you feel good and you feel fulfilled in doing it. If that makes you rich, like if that is if that's the deciding factor in wealth for you, that I volunteer, I make the least amount of money, but I pay for my room and my board and my food, but this fulfills me. If that is a success and that's an opportunity for you, I want to fulfill that in that way. If you believe in opportunity, how would you describe it?
I feel the same way. I guess my response would be, how do you address the problem when certain people are born into a position where things are easier for them, and some people are born into a position where they're handicapped. How do you address the handicap? Just like you would in a game of golf. Like if I'm playing against somebody who's a much better golfer than I expect to have some sort of handicap applied so we can have a fair match. I don't play golf, by the way, but that's my understanding of how it works.
I love the fact that we just found our true divides on the same thing, right? So what you believe is that how do we create an opportunity for somebody who cannot achieve it on their own? Where I, on the other hand, understand that opportunities, or at least my view is opportunity is something for you to make the most of when you use it. But here's the divide between the both of us.
Yeah.
You believe that there is and if I'm wrong here, stop me or correct me.
Please. Yeah.
You believe that there is an end goal in this opportunity plight that everyone should be allowed to reach, where me on opportunity says opportunity applies risk and you may not be successful and you have to sort of get in where you fit in and be as successful as you possibly can. There is no determined goal for you to have. In essence, opportunity isn't finite. Let's put it that way. It's not finite. You're not supposed to be a millionaire. You may only become a thousandaire. Where you say everybody should be reaching this particular point, and anyone who doesn't is a shortfall.
Well, I guess what I believe is that a person who is born in the United States, I would want every baby born in the United States, regardless of their, race, color, creed, if I can use that language, should have the equal opportunity to achieve whatever goal it is that they've set for themselves, whether it is to be a thousandaire. I think.
Thousandaires. That's a made-up word.
Geometry teacher,
right.
Whatever it is. I just want to be in a system where everybody has the same opportunity to do that and has the same advantages or disadvantages, basically has equal footing, and that's not.
But we have to also take into consideration, remember, we are not robots in this, Dr. Steve. We don't say, because I think a lot of people view it like every human being as the person who is all applying 100% of themselves to said opportunity. Some people backslide. Some people don't put a lot of focus. Some people don't apply themselves the way that others do. We shouldn't have the same outcome for people who put in little work.
Agreed. But with a caveat that there are many people who don't put as much work in because of two factors. One, they were compromised literally in the womb. Like there are clear factors like socioeconomic factors that impact female, that impact pregnancy itself and make a baby that's born under certain conditions literally starting out the gate with some deficiency.
A disadvantage. But that's Dr. Steve, that's got to be okay. You see, you have to understand that has to be okay because that's just how the world works, right? Okay. We really have to understand. It's sort of like, what's the best way to put this? There are people whose lot in life is not to be the success story.
What if that's your lot?
I have to accept,
or your kid's lot.
I have to. What if I have to accept it? No. Hear me out.
Yeah. Go
ahead.
Look,
and I think Adam just said it right. Look, someone does have to clean the toilets. Someone does have to. Someone has to mop the floor. Otherwise, there is no person. And again, there are those people who, maybe they didn't recognize their talent. Maybe they had no talent because that's the way the human condition is. There are some people who excel greatly, and then there are people who are just average or people who have no talents at all. But we have to accept the fact that those people are who they are. We can't automatically assume that every denant is, destined for greatness. They are not.
Yeah, but we're comparing two different things here. Of course, I agree that there's only some people who can be an NBA basketball player.
Right.
They were literally born with a certain predestined height. I'm not talking about making sure that everybody can be 7'4" tall by wearing the right kinds of shoes or taking growth enhancers. I'm talking about when an African American baby is born in the inner city compared with Donald Trump's, son born with a silver spoon in his hand. The differences in their potential have nothing to do with their genetics.
Oh no,
nothing to do with their their intellect.
Dr.
their
Steve,
potential
you are
to have
right. Listen to
skills.
me.
Yeah.
When I say you are right over the target, you are right over the target. Here's a perfect example, right? So Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., is going to grow up to be a billionaire. He's going to have more money than I can ever, like literally. Sure. And he and I are the same age, and I'm going to be this radio host, and he's going to be a billionaire, right? No, we are. We're just going to be these two people. But here's the difference. Here's the difference between myself and Don Jr.'s life, right? Yeah. Truth be told, I have the gift of acceptance. Donald needs that too. And what I mean by that is the gift. No, here's the gift of acceptance, right? Okay. That everything in life I have to accept. I have no control. See, what you're talking about is how can we engineer success for a black kid who's born to a black mother in Harlem? How can we engineer that to make sure that she has the opportunity or he has the opportunity that Don Jr. has? And the truth is that the only way that this black baby, me, the only way I get to be Don Jr. is if I apply myself. And guess what? I may not be a billionaire until I'm 95, but I have to do the work. But I have to accept where I am and then achieve more. That's all. And I can't look at the rest of the world and just say, it sucks that everybody doesn't get to be Don Jr. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It's got to be okay for me to be Reese on the radio.
Which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I guess my problem is if that was just random, that you have a pool of 1,000 people and 2% of those people end up being billionaires and 2% of the bottom end up being poor and homeless and there's a random assortment in there, that's fine. I accept that. Of course, that's part of the chaos and randomness of the universe. But when one particular subpopulation disproportionately represents the people at the bottom, that's just not fair.
No. Okay, no. I love that. I like where you're going here. Okay, I may have to keep you over for this. Listen what I'm telling you. You're 100% right that disproportionately there's a group of people who will never ever achieve that greatness that you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And
I
so
feel like it's giving up on them.
Right. No. And I'll agree with you on this point. But here's what I'm saying, right? So let's say, Dr. Steve, you're the surgeon here. And I want to treat this like we would a disease or something that you have to excise from the body, right? So if this is a cancer of us as a society, the question becomes, who do you blame? The good cells or the bad cells? Which one do you treat in this area? I said this in West Hartford the other day. When we're trying to solve a problem, like if a person has breast cancer, do we send them to a podiatrist? No.
So, yeah.
And what you're doing is you're focusing on the wealthy as sort of the solution to the poverty instead of dealing with why there is poverty. Why is this group of people poor? And if you believe that the reason is because there are rich people, you're not dealing with the problem.
So here's my rebuttal is that you have just made you've gone on a tangent. What you've done is you've leapt from our conversation about whether there is a problem that should be addressed, and you've gone to a difference in opinion about how to address that problem.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not disputing you because that's the point. I'm not disputing that there's a problem. What I did was I gave you an olive branch. Yes, there's a problem. There's a group of people who have less than the other group. My question is that if you want to solve that, which thing do you want to address surgically?
Well, I guess before one goes to that, which would probably be a different topic for us, do you agree that it is a problem that should be addressed? The only way we get to no,
I cannot agree with that because again, we have not done a diagnosis of it. We did. We just said you're saying
disproportionate. There's unfairness.
I'll put it to you this way: it's like looking. Yeah. Hold on. It's like looking like this. We can look at a person to find out if they have cancer, but we have not found out why they have cancer. Right? That may be a point because we can go in there, we can remove the tumor, but the question becomes, how do we know if the tumor is going to come back? How do we know that the cancer isn't going to return? The only way we do that is by making sure that we do the work. I'm going to put you on hold because I got to go to a break. Wait 1 second. I'm putting him on hold. Mark Christopher is here. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. This traffic report being brought to you by Eye Care Health Networks and Touchpoints Rehab. And if you're making your way into Hartford right now, pretty easy ride out there. 84 westbound, just slowing a little bit, approaching the Bothia Bridge in East Hartford. 84 eastbound, you'll lose speed 46th Avenue into the tunnel. If you're traveling 91 north and southbound, easy ride, Cromwell up into Windsor. 291 westbound, slowing in South Windsor, exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge. 2 westbound, tied up East Hartford, 1D up to the 84 west merge. 9 southbound, you've got delays in Meriden, approaching 19 down to exit 17. 84 eastbound Waterbury slowing by exit 18. Again, some slow traffic 26 into the 691 interchange. Westbound 84 slows 22 up to the Mixmaster. If you are heading into Hamden right now, southbound Parkway delays 51 down to 50. And if you're heading 95 South New Haven, that's tied up 46 down to 44 in New Haven. At Westside Care Center in Manchester, specialized care means meeting every resident's needs, from short-term rehabilitation and convenient on-site dialysis to compassionate memory care. Westside delivers expert care designed around every stage of recovery. Westside Care Center, care close to home. I'm Mark Christopher. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Today, temperatures have neared the triple digits across our area, and it is a hazy, humid day as we go into tonight, where we are warm and sticky with a low of 75. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 99 degrees. Watch out for an afternoon thunderstorm in the area. That'll continue into the evening. Otherwise, tomorrow night is warm and sticky with a low of 77. Saturday will be mostly cloudy, hot, and humid with a high of 96 and a gusty afternoon thunderstorm. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a WTIC news update.
It's 5:30. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. A former Olympian has been indicted on a felony charge in what President Trump has called vandalism of the reflecting pool in the National Mall. David Hearn is a former Olympic canoe racer who was indicted on a single count of property destruction in a D.C. court. The district's U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says Hearn ripped up recently installed sealant and caused over $1,000 damage. Hearn previously said he reached into the pool to examine the newly peeled coating during a 64-mile bike ride. Another hot day in Connecticut, and that'll continue to be the case tomorrow, too. We've got an excessive heat warning that'll be with us until Saturday. Those highs expected to potentially crack 100, although I don't believe we did that today. We got to 99. Some relief will come by the second half of the holiday weekend. Police in Hartford continue to investigate what led up to a fight last night that left 2 people dead and another teenager injured. 36-year-old Troylon Cooper of Manchester was stabbed. He died at an area hospital. In the meantime, a 30-year-old Brian Ortiz Santiago of Hartford was shot. A 17-year-old also wounded. They were taken to the hospital via private vehicle. Ortiz Santiago died, and the teen remains in stable condition. 2 climbers who pulled off that death-defying scale up the Empire State Building to the spire up top were in court today. They face a number of charges. The couple, who are engaged, were in court today. Correspondent Aaron Katursky with more on how the duo was able to elude cops.
The Empire State Building was supposed to have tightened security up on the 102nd floor. Right now, the belief is to bypass the screening everyone's supposed to go to. The couple simply followed workers and maybe went through an employee entrance, bypassing the screening and then sneaking up through that maintenance hatch.
State's Department of Transportation is offering some enhanced and discounted public transportation services for the weekend. They're promoting free CT transit bus service with one-way $2.50 service on CT Rail, Hartford Line, and the Shoreline East services. And as you drive around Connecticut this weekend, you may see some historic artifacts. The DOT's Josh Morgan says many rest areas have been adorned with some throwbacks.
All of our service plazas and rest areas and busy transportation hubs, we have historic signs that we installed focusing on Connecticut's unique role and unique history in the American Revolution.
And you can see pictures of the artifacts at the website ct.gov/DOT and look for programs. Dow finished up 594 points today. The NASDAQ gave back 207. The S&P was up a fraction. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
At Columbia Dental, they believe patients shouldn't have to take time away from work or their daily routines to receive dental care. That's why Columbia Dental is open 365 days a year with extended evening hours. For more information, visit columbiadental.com.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app, search WTIC News Talk 1080, and tap earlier today to get started.
You want me to put you on camera? Sure, why not? You do? All right. There she is. Let me get... Oh, no, your camera's not even on. No, there is no camera for you. Sorry about that.
I'm glad, because I didn't wear my makeup.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was asking whether or not you wanted to be on the camera because you don't have your makeup on. Roseanne is in the house because we're getting ready to leave in here a little more than half an hour. But you came at the right time, Roseanne.
Thank you. Oh, God.
News. Roseanne's got her own segment coming up. It's called Music Booze.
He hates my music.
I do. I hate her music. So she's going to play music. She's rolling. The whole plan is she's going to send you the music, and you're going to play it right after this break. And then, when you play the music, I will boo it. I will tell you why it sucks.
That's about right.
He said, no, we're not going to be able to do that. We can play a rendition, can't we? Not the whole song. Nope. It cost $1 million in trademark. I know.
I can't hear anything he's saying.
Okay, all right. He says he's not trying to get... Well, you won't get in trouble. I promise. I'll take the heat. Screw it. I'll just play it. Okay. I won't get you in trouble. I'll never do that. Speaking of music news, Ashley Tisdale from High School Musical. This one's weird because I thought this was just yesterday that High School Musical was a thing. Ashley Tisdale, one of the girls that was a star on that show, 41 today.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Michelle Branch from the song Everywhere, the pop singer, she turns 43. Ray Bitton from the E Street Band, that's, what's it? Bruce Springsteen's group. He turned 77. On this day in 1956, Elvis Presley recorded his signature hit Hound Dog along with Don't Be Cruel in RCA's New York studio. In 1971, the classic Queen lineup of Freddie Mercury, Brian May, and Roger Taylor and John Deacon played their first show together at Surrey College in England, kicking off one of rock's most legendary careers. In 1988, Michael Jackson's, this is Roseanne's favorite song, Dirty Diana, hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And my favorite rap group of all time, in 1996, De La Soul released their 4th studio album, Stakes is High. Their signature, this is a great album. Stakes is High, a sharp return to the form that influenced hip-hop's next wave. This is my favorite album, Stakes is High. Mark Christopher is back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Yep, there it is. The song is horrible.
Dirty Diana, oh, Dirty Diana, oh.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna talk Michael Jackson, this is not gonna come up on the.
That's what I'm
conversation
saying.
today.
It never comes up. It's just ugh.
No, my favorite,
What?
honestly, Michael Jackson song of all time.
Yes.
Liberian Girl.
Yeah, that's a great
that's the
record.
same album.
Yeah,
Okay.
same
That
album. Great record.
That is
Yeah.
I agree with that. That's a great song.
Finally, I got some street cred.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, what happened? There it is. There it is.
Looking out for you, Roseanne, isn't he?
I love
Good.
it.
That
Thank
is
you.
now that's a much better song. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, a little tap of the brakes as you move into the tunnel. Westbound 291 slowing from exit 2 up to the Bissell Bridge in South Windsor. 91 southbound's a little tight now, approaching 19 to 17 in Meriden. 84 eastbound Cheshire slowing by the 691 interchange. 84 eastbound slowing as you approach exit 18 in Waterbury. Southbound Parkway a little tight, 51 down into the West Rock Tunnel. Hamden into New Haven. South 95 slows 46 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
As we head through tonight, we are warm and sticky, a low of 75 degrees. Tomorrow will be partly sunny, but it will still be hot and humid, a high of 99. There will be a thunderstorm late in the afternoon across the area. That'll linger into the evening hours. Otherwise, mainly clear tomorrow night with a low of 77, still warm and sticky. And then Saturday, the 4th of July, is mostly cloudy, hot and humid, a high of 96. There will be some gusty thunderstorms in the afternoon that could alter your plans or make you come inside for a little. As we go into Sunday, sunshine starts off the day, but the clouds move in and it will be hot, a little less humid, a high near 90 degrees. We're cloudy, not as warm on Monday with a high of 78. Right now, it's 99 in Windsor, 97 in Middletown, and 98 in Hartford. This is meteorologist Melissa Constanzer in the WTIC Weather Center.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See? Just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at Progressive.com.
Coverage varies by plan, view contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement. A $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203. 800-253-6203.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, it is a wrap. We're about to get up out of here. Dr. Steve and I were having a great conversation, but he sent me a message. His pleasure as always, Reese, but alas, I had to answer a call from my actual boss, his wife. He had to go to dinner. And thank you, Dr. Steve, as always. I love it when he and I need to have him in the studio to talk to him. He is an interesting guy. And this is, Dr. Steve is emblematic of something I've been trying to tell you folks for the longest, and you say you don't believe me. I told you, a lot of liberals listen to this program. They do. And Adam mentions this. He talks to a lot of these Democrat politicians. He goes, you have no idea how many liberals come on this program, listen to this program, and talk to me, and love the show. By the time they leave, they love the show. They have a great time. Even, was it Mike Sorelli mentioned it in his Capitol report about how my conversation with Sean Scanlon ended with us bros. Again, it's the knuckleheads that I go back and forth with, right? People think that, the John Larson thing is the same with every Democrat. Think about my conversation. Two men standing at this place. You got John Larson and you got Richard Blumenthal. John Larson and I are there barking at each other, and then Blumenthal and I are talking, and he's like, hey, pleasure to meet you, Senator. How you doing? And blah, blah, blah. And he comes in and we sit down with me. So it's obvious that it's not some gimmick. I'm not looking for every Democrat to just go, blah, 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 liberal. That's not what happens. That's not this show.
That's true. I mean, I was a liberal and we got together, and if that were who you were, I don't think it would have worked.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And again, that's another thing. You and I, our conversation in the beginning when we first got together, we were laughing our heads off.
Yeah, laughing and arguing. It was
right.
A unique
situation. I always say, I am liberals' favorite conservative. Ooh, Roland. that's the one.
Mark that.
I am liberals' favorite conservative. That's it. That's the line. It's Reese on the Radio, liberals' favorite conservative. Boom.
You just dropped the promo in the middle of a show.
This is the reason why I'm a marketing genius.
Oh, God. It's that humility gets me every time.
I know, really turns you on, doesn't it?
I just love that humility, man. It speaks volumes about your character as a person.
Hey.
I'm just teasing. He really is humble.
What was I going to say? Okay, so we got to drive down. I am not putting you behind the wheel of this behemoth.
Right. I wish you would. I mean, I've driven one before.
Yeah, but I got to tell you this thing. So Chevy Suburbans, I've only driven one in my life, and it was a very old one. Very old. I think it was 90s, maybe 80s. And that one's a truck. It's like, rah, 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 rah. This one, it's weird because I wanted to see what the handling was on it.
Oh, no.
And it was doing this. Whoa, whoa. It's like moving a
yeah, it's not an off-road vehicle. It is a transport vehicle.
Yes, but it goes, boom, boom, it bounces. Like when you play with the steering wheel. Because I just wanted, when you get in one of those situations where you got to move real fast, and maybe you got to get out of the way. I don't want to turn the wheel too fast and the whole thing's like, it's like, excuse me, I needed to know what that
thing can do?
Yeah, I need to understand that. So I'm maneuvering around. What did Adam say?
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, see what that thing could do?
Yeah, see what that thing can
You're
do.
a knucklehead.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
You are excited.
Yeah, I talked to the boy. He's working on Saturday, which it gets time and a half plus tips. So I'm like, no, you got to work.
Of course.
And we'll be at the mall.
Isn't it weird the socialists were doing time and a half on 4th of July?
I know, right?
Isn't it crazy?
Isn't that weird? He wants to get paid
Yeah,
for his actual labor.
So it's funny to have a son who's a socialist who's bragging about how much money he has in his pocket when he visits. Like, yeah, I got $1,000 in my pocket.
I know. It's
Look at you, you socialist. You sound so crazy.
You sound like a maniac. You're going to get excommunicated from the Socialist Party. I mean, the Communist Party.
Yeah,
I mean...
Yeah, exactly. No, he doesn't. What, does he work for tips now? Because he quit
I think they still work for tips.
No, he's no longer at the restaurant. He's working at the
It's a Round One, which is a
kind of an arcade kind of place.
It's a dollar store version of what's that called?
Yeah, no, I think they are taxed.
Dave and
down
Buster's.
There. Yeah, like a Dave and Buster's. This is a cheap
I don't know,
version.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah.
Check and see if he gets taxed on his tips.
We will ask him. So we are going to do the drive on there. Now, I need to let everybody know, because if you're listening and you're part of Rob Sampson's team or anybody out there, look, Rob, in fact, Senator Sampson just said that they were going out to dinner, and they were like, hey, we're doing this, we're going to dinner tonight. I'm sorry, sir, we're not going to make it. We're driving, and we're leaving immediately after the show, and it is supposed to be a 6 to 7 hour drive. Roseanne's directions have us going through Pennsylvania. I'm not sure why, but it does.
To avoid the $150 in tolls to get through New York City.
We're fine with the tolls.
I don't want to drive through New York City.
Okay, we just have to get through the George Washington Bridge to go through New Jersey. We'll be fine.
Ugh.
Just have to do it.
Sorry. Wow.
Anyway, bottom line is that Roseanne
Mm-hmm.
has a small bladder.
I do.
It's a very tiny, tiny bladder.
Yeah.
And we will have to stop every 45 minutes.
Roughly.
45 minutes. You
Yeah.
see, she's not kidding.
I'm not lying.
And we will have to do that. So, and we will have to stay at a rest stop. Or stop at a rest stop. And sometimes those rest stops are, in Roseanne's words, icky. And she does not want to have to go to them. So she has purchased some weird item.
It's called a standing urinal for women. So it's a cup, if you will, a funnel.
Please don't
ladies.
describe it. As soon as you pulled it out, the first thing I said was, why did you buy ice cream cones? That was the first thing that came out of my mouth. I said, no, she's not wearing it.
You don't wear it.
You use it.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting up there going, you brought ice cream cones? What do we make? What do you do? She looks at me funny, and I'm just like, I don't know what that is. And she has it in a baggie, and I'm like, what is that?
I don't have it in a baggie. It was shipped that way.
Yeah, so she shows it to me, and I just go, is that what I think it is? And she's like, yeah. No, they don't have that for that.
I don't want to have to touch anything at a porta potty. I don't want to have to touch anything in a gas station bathroom. I don't. I have my own toilet paper, butt wipes. I have hand sanitizer. Where? The mall, the National Mall.
Yeah.
You're not going to have bathrooms. You got to actually go to a porta-john.
Yeah, it's going to be a porta potty, but I don't know exactly what kind they're going to have. Hopefully they'll have something
They're going to
nice.
be filthy and stanky.
Lori says, bring seat covers. The funnel is what we use in Paris to use the stalls in the street, she says. Michael A. says, we appreciate your recent Roseanne. And now you have now you have a posse. That shows how many people believe in you. Have a wonderful time in D.C. We'll be watching. Love you, man. And thank you. Thank you, Michael A.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Beckman says, can't you bring an empty coffee can for road to use while driving? No one wants that ever.
Listen, we have a rule in our marriage. What happens in the bathroom
We
is
will-
private.
private.
We don't even go in there if the other person's brushing their teeth.
That
bathroom door is closed. You stay far the heck away.
Exactly. Go do something with yourself.
Yeah, I need you to go to the other room
Mm-hmm.
and turn on the TV.
We believe in mystery.
Absolutely.
A lot of
There are
it.
some things I never want to know about you. I love you that much.
It's fine because I love you too. Oh, Jesus. You guys are too comfortable. I like the mystery. Rob Simpson says to send a note and says, safe travels. First time I've missed your show forever. So we'll contact with tomorrow. Thank you, sir.
So I packed all the snackies.
Yes.
Coke,
Did you put
water.
snackies in the car already?
No, they're in that green bag right
Okay,
there.
so they're not in the car?
Absolutely
Okay,
not,
because
no.
the car's going to be hot when we get in there. I'm a grown man and I call it snackies because my wife calls it snackies.
They're my knackies.
I have to call them snackies because my wife calls them snackies. And I'm still going to call it that. It's what my wife calls it, and if I'm going to humiliate myself to appease my wife, I will do it. You guys ain't saving me.
You don't got to go home with this.
That's right. I got to go home with that woman. The rest of you can mock me for the rest of my life. I'm going home with her. Now y'all can call me whoops all you want. I'm there. You see that? You see that?
I love you.
Yes, I love you too.
You're so cute.
That's it. See?
I'm looking forward to the trip because I brought my iPad. I got headphones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch TV. You're gonna put your earbud or whatever you want to do, homie. I'm excited. I got my pillow, got my blanket, got my snackies.
So Roseanne and I usually, when we travel, we usually have a really, really good time traveling. But we're at that point in our relationship where traveling can be a little bit of trouble.
Oh, we spent 4 days in a car driving here.
But that was great.
We did okay. I think the end goal, the desire to just be in Connecticut was sort of more exciting. We're just going to Virginia, right? Which is like familiar territory. There's nothing exciting going on there.
Recently we traveled for some place where we were driving for about an hour.
It was 2.5 hours.
That last time we were going right. We were coming back from Boston. And
we were going to Boston.
You're going to Boston.
That's
and
right.
Roseanne and I got into a little bit of a tiff.
Yeah.
And can I describe?
Sure. It was a misunderstanding. I think we both just misunderstood what the other was attempting to say.
Right. And so what happened is that I do not drive for long periods of time with the air conditioner on because the air conditioner makes me tired. And for some odd reason, the feel of an air conditioner will make me, I don't know, sleepy. Yeah, for lack of a better word. And so in order to endure, I will roll the window down. Now, Roseanne, on the other hand, cannot deal with the whooshing of sounds in her ear.
I hate it.
It's even though she had headphones on, the air coming from the windows were going into the headphones.
It was, when you're driving.
Vibrating.
Yeah, when you're driving in your car and you leave the back windows open.
Yeah, you hear that.
That's what was happening in my ears. Yeah.
And that was driving her nuts.
It was painful.
Yeah. And so and then it got worse because while we were driving home, she decided to go to sleep, but she left her video playing because she falls to sleep to the sounds of her show. Like she'll sit at home and she'll put on, the what's the Jesus TV show that you watch?
The Chosen.
The Chosen, right.
Wow.
She will turn that on. I just couldn't remember the name.
The Jesus show?
The Jesus show.
See this guy? I hope Pastor's not listening.
He is. He is. And so she'll watch The Chosen and she'll leave it running. Or she'll watch Outlander and she'll leave that playing while she's going to sleep. Now, I'll be in the room with her and I'm like, I can't cut this off because she won't go to sleep. As soon as I cut it off, she'll jump up. What? Cut off my show. So while we're driving, she's listening to her show. And I'm like, honey, can you turn off?
You did not say honey.
What did I say?
Can you pick one? Can you just turn the video off?
Well, I can't drive listening to the thing.
No, listen. There's a difference between honey, can you please, and turn that off. Huge difference.
Yes, okay.
If you would have said honey, can you? Absolutely. I'm so sorry. Like that would have been no problem.
So that's where I said that, like, it was the rare time. Hot. Yes, I did. I came in hot. It's the rare time where you and I have actually been in the car and it was
not good.
It wasn't good.
It's never happened to us before.
Never. And now we have to do this.
I know. Are you a little nervous?
No, not at all. Okay. No, I've figured out an idea.
Yeah?
Oh, I've got this down.
Okay.
And we will not. We're going to listen to 90s hip hop the entire way. So I feel better, right? There's going to be a lot of KRS-One,
so you'll meet me halfway there
some De La Soul. Don't forget, the boys are driving down there too. You can always ride with them.
Or they could ride with you, and I'll drive one of their cars.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. You got to be close by. Well, anyway, it's going to be an interesting trip. I can't wait.
Excited.
It's going to be fun.
I'm going to take lots of pictures and video.
Yes, and we're going to post them the entire ride down. I just got a message from Kelly. Kelly says that the Tappan Zee Bridge through Pennsylvania is a better ride. Safe travels. Thank you for representing us.
There you go.
It is our pleasure. It may be faster to go 84, 80 to 81. Yes, I believe that Sam the Man said that as well. Said that it'll avoid the big cities if I go that way. Yes, that's right. I apologize. So did Roland. Roland said it as well. John Beckman says that you could also bring sippy cups if you're interested.
For my snackies.
She said, Lori says, do not be pushed by peer pressure when talking about snackies. Don't be pushed by peer pressure. You call it what you want. Thank you, Lori.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, we will. I'm keeping my head on the swivel. I know it is DC. It's going to be great. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I can't wait to get down there, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. When we get on the air, we're going to tell you all about our travels and everything. And don't forget, we got Linda McMahon tomorrow. We've got Tom and Debbie on tomorrow to talk about the history of Connecticut and our place in the 250th birthday. We are uniquely placed in this 250th anniversary, and Tom and Debbie are going to tell you all about it. I want to thank Greg Williams for giving me a shout out on his show over at another network. Thank you for all of your well wishes. And we will see you as we get down there. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning. So plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She's Roseanne on the radio. Say goodnight, Roseanne.
Good night, Roseanne.
And, yeah, maybe we'll go to a Waffle House. Mark Christopher's getting you home. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. My wife says no.
No, absolutely not. Hey, guys, safe travels down to D.C. Have a happy 4th of July. If you are heading toward Hartford right now, 84 eastbound, a little slow down as you move into the tunnel. No big deal. Westbound 291 is tight from exit 2 in South Windsor up to the Bissell Bridge. If you are heading into the